open too many options for attacking sites, as you still have the ability to rotate between A and B via scaffolding without mid control. So you tend to see teams just hit either bomb site, and then it becomes all about the entries. Whereas whether it's on the A ramp or the B stairs, it feels like if you're a T side and you can secure those early entry kills, it's going to go very well for you on Vertigo.
Well, HELLRAISERS on their map pick. They've got the historical advantage now. They will look to try and pick up an early win against Hard Legion. Jalen, for now, he'll look to maybe get a boost up. Crad does at least spot what's happening towards ramp. And just to point out, A ramp certainly going to be one of the key angles that we have to look out for over on Vertigo. For now, HR will look to aggress Forrester. His aggression paying off nicely to get an entry down towards B stairs.
Working out well there for the Hard Legion side, but HELLRAISERS are trying to aggress straight into B now. They'll trade a kill either way, but the man advantage still with Hard Legion for the moment. Molotov and smoke in the hands of Kalinka to try and make some room in this B bomb site to look for that inevitable plant. It is going to come through, but the players are already stacked up, ready to deal with this. They're just walking into the crosshairs, HELLRAISERS, but for the moment, no kills can go towards Hard Legion. The smoke does a good job at creating room, and they'll at least get the bomb down.
Well, Problem looks to maybe start off this retake, at least from his point of view, looking to hold off the side. Kinky for now, it's awkward, and in fact, he falls. Crad was the man to trade out, but it's HR keeping hold of the advantage. And look at the CT angles they've got, but it's not useful for them. Sviat, in fact, finds both of them, and whoever Kit has loads of time to make the retake happen. Well played to HL. They come off better. HELLRAISERS don't find a lot other than the 2 kills and a bomb plant, but for them, that's at least a nice little start.
It certainly is working out well for the Hard Legion side, as the opening pause is going to come through early. Likely due to some technical issues at this point in time. But HELLRAISERS, they've got a real discussion to make in this second round here. Do they want to go straight for that force? It looks exactly like that's the case, so there's no more of a discussion to be had. They are going for that force. They are going to commit to the upgraded rifles and attempt to wrestle that economic momentum back in their favor at the start of this half. It's a decent call, but only if you're really feeling it in terms of the individual aim, because as we mentioned, it's really all about the entries on the T side of Vertigo, and if you don't have AKs, one-shot headshot weapons to really find yourself straight into the bomb site, you can get hemmed in by utility smokes and Molotovs, and especially a player like Rage on that auto shotgun. There are situational positions where that weapon can chew you up, so certainly the gamble from HELLRAISERS, but if they can pull it off, it's a great spot to be in on your map pick.
Well, the last 3 times these sides played in best of 3s, Hard Legion came out on top in all 3 of those encounters, albeit the fact it goes to all 3 maps. Hard Legion, well, are going to have to go up against this force by, as you mentioned, a stack up over towards A, Jalen, and they're very hungry just to get this boost done early, just to maybe try and catch someone on a Hard Legion squad off early doors. CTs though, not too ambitious, not too hungry to be aggressive. Crad might get something here. Pops ahead of Kalinka and does the damage, but it's not a kill. There's an opening for HR, and now they'll start to back away, maybe fall off from A.
Indeed. Just 12 HP, but the kill secured. It's enough to call in the rotations from Hard Legion, who are really stacking up this A bomb site at the moment. They've got 1 player lurking around mid, but other than that, it's the full commitment here on A. Forrester gets the opening kill back. Sviat will get 1 and 2 as well. Jalen unable to do enough damage there on the refrags, and now HELLRAISERS are in a bit of trouble, but they're undeterred. They're still going to advance into the A bomb site, still attempt to push this stack. Kinky at close range. He needed to find something with that FAMAS. He's unable to do so, but Sviat already had 2 in the round, converts his 3rd and leaves Flaric alone in an AK 1v2.
Well, the bomb has to be recovered first. That's still towards ramp. He's got 30 seconds to play with, but they already know roughly where this last player is. Flaric does the damage, gets the initial kill. Now it's a shotgun. He goes up against Rage, looking to go for the close angle, and he's got no time to rotate off towards B, so the A site, that has to be the option. Well, he's not going to expect it, surely, to the left. The shotgun comes off better. Hard Legion, they secure it. Rage, they'll save it. A came. But the odds even from our partners at LootBet.
Already favouring HELLRAISERS at the beginning of this map, considering they've got the 2-0 lead. Favouring Hard Legion at the beginning of this map, considering they have the 2-0 lead on HELLRAISERS map pick. And now in that economic situation that they're in, HELLRAISERS just have to drop straight down onto the pistols, try and preserve their own bank a little bit here, and stay away from the MP9s, realistically, as they're the ones that are going to go hunting for the bonus money.
Linker just wants to be careful not to overextend even. And she said any bonus money they achieve, that's going to be a welcome bonus. But Jalen isn't going to be finding too much yet. The M4 up close. Forrester doesn't actually find much, so Flowich is allowed a trade kill over towards B. They're being slow and passive about this. They want Hard Legion to again make another mistake. Forrester now has support from Rage. They'll look to group up and bomb plant towards B. Certainly wouldn't be an impossible task. Close. Well, at the long range angles are what Rage tried to work with there. Nothing quite achieved. And if that Molotov comes passing time, HR now have to make a call.
Seems as though they want to commit. Rage is still here, and now Forrester reveals himself, but the aggression causes him to fall to the Deagles. Eventually, Rage, he will stabilize the round, all things considered. 3 kills towards the end means that Hard Legion get away with that one enough. They don't take too much economic damage here. They do deal with those pistols, secure themselves a 3rd round, and ultimately, with the 2 losses, they should be upgrading onto a relatively convincing buy in this round. They'll keep that MP9 as the bonus, but 4 rifles out elsewhere, and this is HELLRAISERS' first real opportunity now for a round win in the half. They've got 5 AKs, they've got all the utility, and they're charging straight towards that A round.
Well, they're not being too quiet about it either, trying to make lots of noise, trying to really force Hard Legion into maybe some off angles, and for now, not quite going to be any gifts for either side. Both playing passive and awaiting their next maneuver. Expect over towards A, the wall of smokes to instantly go up on the execution. From the CT side, problem actually gets dinked there. That should have been him dead. The Deagle, well, they're wanting the pre-fire. They're trying to certainly get that kill back, but nothing coming off yet. Sriat takes a bit of damage, but for now, it's at least an equalizing affair still.
Unfortunately, the spam through the wall just not enough to convert that kill. Means that Problem gets to stay alive with the bomb in his hand, and a full execute can still come through for HELLRAISERS on those supporting rifles. It looks like they're trying to commit to a little fake here on the A bomb site as the rest of the team are waiting towards those B stairs by the looks of things. Jalem's still hunting for an entrance over on A though. He's finally drawn an extra rotation in, and now HELLRAISERS want to go out B. Forrester has already dealt with one of the incoming players on the right-hand side. Kalinka will clean him up, and JR on the A bomb site continues to be a nuisance. That buys space now for HELLRAISERS to work with, but Kinky's M4, that's denied Kalinka in the round as well. Flaric falls to boot, and JR is left alone in the 1-on-3.
And it was all going so right for HELLRAISERS as well. They just got the kills. They seem to have that in their control, but as soon as Hard Legion hit back fast, they seem to just shut out HELLRAISERS from anything on the B site. Now JR with 5 seconds has to just save with what he's got. And a far from ideal round for HELLRAISERS, and it's a gun round which goes the way of Hard Legion. 3 players kept alive, 3 rifles also kept over. You look at HR's money and you think maybe they can't really go with this. They certainly could buy him. But it's them who take this early pause just to try and calm things down.
The issue they have with this pause is that JR has no money, so if they do want to go for an eco or at least a partial buy here, they'd have to save his AK forward as a guarantee into the next round, and that might be the case for them to just go for the money dump in this one. JR's going to have to eco at some point anyway. They're not going to be able to get an AWP in his hands, but it looks like that's an issue they're willing to contend with. Just getting the Deagles and armor out, leaving themselves on 2k, and then at the end of the day, if JR has to be the only player on a Deagle in an upcoming round, that's fine. We'd rather have 4 AKs out than have to wait through 2 ecos and force up our opportunity for the full buy that could potentially be wasted here in round 5. So it's a sound economic call from HELLRAISERS, but Crad, he goes aggressive, narrowly legs JR. Unfortunate to not get that kill, but lightning fast start, and it's Kinky following up with a kill on the B side.
On 2 quick kills, again, HELLRAISERS don't seem to have any response. Well, up to the moment, Flowich could certainly get something from the window boost if Kinky is a little too ambitious and maybe over-aggressive. Almost a pixel angle, which even he's holding on the other side of things. So, again, the CT's waiting. And HELLRAISERS more or less being forced to try and exit out now of only the 1 AK they've got left. The Eagle's still around. Still a lot of utility for the CTs to play with. That's not something that HELLRAISERS necessarily have to play with. 1 smoke left. And they're now going to have to get lucky that they can find some lucky headshots, really.
No utility left on a map that's all about the entries. Absent flashbangs, finding those opening deagle shots might be difficult indeed. Mid control is secured by HELLRAISERS, but this is the issue when you take it. There are so many angles that Hard Legion can retreat into and hold for late crossfires. 2 early kills span towards the window as Flawich's deagle is allowed the second there. A minor mistake from Kinky, but nothing that Hard Legion need to be worried about too badly. They can still get through that eco. They can still avoid a loss to the pistols and continue their streak of round wins at the beginning of this map.
Oh, HELLRAISERS for now haven't really established too much on their pick so far. And it's a map where, in the past few months, T-sides have been on top. They've been winners in the past. An early nay, though, by Forrester. Again, it's towards A, where Hard Legion, again, are just scouting to try and get some sort of skill. They're playing it safe for this round, so they're not trying to gamble against these AKs mainly. JR just specifically, he has been forced down onto that deagle. The Molotovs do rain in towards middle. Now it's limited map control, lost HL. Then wait for HR to give them some sort of opening.
Hunting for a way into the B bomb site, and eventually HELLRAISERS will get it. Forrester looking to deny though, and he does already find 1 kill straight back towards B, and Rage on the AWP looking for more in mid but doesn't get it. It's Forrester who finds the double entry towards the B stairs and just shuts HELLRAISERS out completely. They're trying to get in through the mid window that's smoked off, and Rage is right here with the deagle. Close range kill secured. Problem swinging around now, but doesn't expect him. Where's the communication, HELLRAISERS? Rage has gotten yet another kill from that position, and JR on the other side of the smoke finds the first, but now with 2 more to look for. The rifle at his back is not dealing damage. With time ever the factor he has to worry about, he's going to look for the aggression. The bomb's just to his left, and he might be able to get away with a plant here.
Well, bomb has been recovered. This is the best player probably in the tournament at the moment, and it's JR now looking to find these last 2 players. 3 out, caught out, but it's not quite the kill. Nothing going his way. It's Hard Legion who again make it look so easy, and a pretty convincing retake. They're now going to keep 2 AWPs going into round number 7, and this is not the start HELLRAISERS were looking for. 2 away from winning the half. Hard Legion are storming ahead. And while HELLRAISERS haven't necessarily had all these gun rounds to really play with, the ones where they've had weapons, they haven't really achieved too much. And again, this is an early concern which they've just got to be aware of.
In that last round, actually, I think the reason why they don't call Rage is that's so close to the smoke is the first kill in the site is actually secured by his supporting rifler. So when they just hear the deagle shot, but he doesn't actually get the kill, they can't suspect the angle, and therefore they don't peek him on the way back. Crad has not been allowed to get aggressive at the start of this one, but Kalinka, he will find the opening kill despite eating some utility damage. He sticks around and he secures that advantage. That's what HELLRAISERS are definitely looking for. Can they convert this into a victory, though?
Well, Kinky's already been aggressive down towards B tunnels, essentially in CT at this point. Hard Legion, they're more or less prepared for what's going to be an execution out on the A side. Flashing Sphere is so hungry for the kill, and it works out at least for one of them, but Flowich, the man to trade out, now gives HR that individual advantage. The AWP here, though, might be the key concern. The AK just caught out. They're just holding, they're just waiting, and now they start to wake up. Rage, he remains to find 4 players with an AWP. Up close spots Flourish, but his position given up. JR strikes blood.
Well, in round 7, HELLRAISERS find their first round of their map pick. Can they do it with 4 players remaining on the server? Good news in terms of their economy heading forward now into round 8. And Hard Legion, despite winning the first 6 in a row, they're going to take an eco straight away. They don't want to gamble whatsoever with their purchases, with their buys. They'd rather just operate in rounds where they have absolutely everything that they need available. Just the Deagles up in this one. 1 smoke and 1 flash to work with. And it's all about stealing the AKs away. That's the objective here for Hard Legion.
Steal the AKs and maybe stop a potential bomb plant. That'll be the objective for the CT side this round. Now a Molotov deep in towards side. And it does kind of keep that one player on the side kind of trapped in that angle. Crad does fall to JR, so there's that one entry found towards A. Yet still has a USP, and the Deagle mid for now isn't going to be allowed to find too much yet.
Not in the early instance. HELLRAISERS, with a minute gone, they will target the A-bomb site eventually. Forrester's gone aggressive, and the Flames provide just enough cover for JR not to be found by that Deagle. You can tell that Hard Legion are also paranoid about a potential mid-flank here from HELLRAISERS. So the bomb goes down free within the A site. The spam works out well onto Kinky, and Sviat looks like he's trying to retreat towards B. Almost no exits being hunted for whatsoever by Hard Legion at the moment. HELLRAISERS with a relatively free second round here as the Russians look for a full buy in this next round.
Well, Rage and Sriat, you know what? They've done well to get some exit damage out of it. So not all 5 AKs will be recovered or kept alive, but the advantage for HELLRAISERS, or sorry, for Hard Legion, is that there isn't going to be any AWPs on the other side yet.
That's the unfortunate factor. And of course, we have the opportunity now to talk about our case partner, Hellcase. They're the biggest and most well-known case opening website with almost 100 cases, updated case battle, upgraded, dozens of giveaways per month, and absolutely loads more unique features. That full buy is coming through in this round, Louis, albeit absent a little bit of utility.
Well, they do have the AWP also. Rage, AWP was just hopeful for something, and it's quite a stacked A site. In fact, Hard Legion, they started off the round with 4 players over towards A, which isn't something you see too often. Flourish has at least found 1, but you expect the numbers advantage. Hard Legion should come off so easier, and they've already found a trade and an advantage. Now Jalen looking for an entry, and Kinky, the man who looks to put a stop to this.
Ooh. That was disgusting on the A-bomb site. Jalem, double headshot entry into A. AK dismantling the remainder of that Hard Legion stack. And do they even commit to this? That's the real question. 2-on-3 situation, and the bomb had the opportunity to make its way towards B. But it looks like it is going to commit towards A in the late instances. That could be a mistake. Forrester unable to punish early with his M4, and now Rage's AWP taken low, but Jalem has been removed by this M4 headshot. And Forrester, still on 74 HP, might have something to say about this round. The bomb is dropped in the open, but that's the vital kill from Kalinka. It leaves Rage on 4 HP in this 1-on-2. AWP in hand, that's for sure, but definitely at a disadvantage.
And he just wants Kalinka to move off of the site. He's not been given anything for free. Flowers from the other side might get caught out, but it's an AK win. And finally, there is hope for HELLRAISERS, who now convert 3 after the last 3 rounds. Good holding in the end. And these entries, you have to say, they were disgusting. They were brutal. Sriat and Kinky both killed off with headshots. Now Hard Legion Bunny seem to have disappeared. It'll be down to pistols. It'll be an eco against HELLRAISERS, now looking up towards 4.
HELLRAISERS now seemingly adapting towards this Hard Legion play. You've seen the last couple of rounds that Hard Legion have been on the full buy. They're going for that aggressive ramp peak with the AWP, and HELLRAISERS just dumping nades straight down there at the beginning of the round, looking for that early damage. And in the last couple, it's done a great job at forcing that early player off, having to make him play more passively and then preventing Hard Legion from securing those opening advantages. Kalinka as well has been doing a great job in this half at watching the flank and making sure that Hard Legion aren't able to get any lurks on the go, which is also something they've attempted on multiple occasions. So the adaptation from HELLRAISERS in this T side, very good at the moment.
And just to remind you also, Hard Legion, they are bet on the T side, so even if they finish the half with 6, I don't think they'll be too disappointed for now, though. The Eco has at least delivered a kill back for Crad. That was a HR opening over towards the A site as expected in the bomb plant in a off angle, which goes down uncontested. Damage, but through the smoke, Jalen and Flourish just make it look relatively comfortable. Nothing found back yet, aside from an AK on Crad, and if you keep this as a Hard Legion player, that's probably your best outcome from this round. Highly unlikely to be a 7th. It's HR now up to 4. Rage looks to also escape. If he gets something else on the HELLRAISER side exit, then that'll be something useful, but I'll look to keep the AK. I'll just play this out together.
Actually, Crad has helped him out there. Found a second AK for Rage to get away with. The bomb does eventually drop it at his feet, and that's great news for this Hard Legion buy. Players like Kinky and Forrester might have been suffering utility-wise after a full investment here, but if they get dropped over, that shouldn't be too much of an issue. It looks like the AKs are just going to remain in the hands of these Hard Legion players, and they're going to try and buff up their own economy as much as possible. But it's the CT timeout now, and this is what I like to see. You can quite often only have one of the two sides in a series be using their timeouts for a certain reason. You don't know whether it's to preserve momentum, whether they're not using them to preserve momentum, that is, where the sides, need to use them to have more in-depth discussions about economical calls. But either way, when you see teams use timeouts, it tends only to be one of the two sides in a best of 3, and usually it's the side falling behind to try and deny their opponent's momentum. But I like this from Hard Legion, calling the timeout when they're in lead, making sure they have the chance to slow things down before heading into round 11 and giving themselves a decent chance, you'd hope, but being able to continue their round advantage here.
You're totally right, because I've seen lots of CS lately, especially in this online meta, where it just seems as though teams don't use enough tactical or pauses just to try and really support them out, and you do use those, and vitally important just to help your mental game. Also, Problem over towards mid gets an opening, and that's not the start Hard Legion were really looking for. But they've got a clear window. It could have been really more than one for Sriat. Klinker does trade out, and I love Forrester's position down in B, because it means that Kinky can play aggressive if he needs to. He knows the B site isn't a threat yet. Now the CTs just wait. They are at a disadvantage. What looked to be a B play could so easily become something towards A. JR now looks to be an entry. Teammate Jalen will be that first player towards the site.
Hard Legion trying to clear mid at the moment. They've sacrificed the A bomb site to try and defend the mid position with the man disadvantage, and the regret for them at least is that HELLRAISERS now, they do have that A bomb site. It looks like they want to commit Forrester towards a standard rotation and then put both Kinky and Crad on this flank towards the A ramp at the moment. Kalinka ready and waiting for it. You'd imagine there's at least one more HELLRAISERS player watching this ramp as well. Hard Legion, they're still going to commit. They've spotted the first player, and they're just going to charge up that ramp. JR, he gets both, holds down left click, and Forrester now, he'll have to back away. It could still be a buy from Hard Legion in the next round, given the money that Rage and Crad had available. But realistically speaking, that should have been a save in the last round for me. I don't know why they just tried to dry commit 2 players to ramp like that.
It's now a chance that HELLRAISERS really have to push on and now look towards tying up maybe the scoreline going forward now. Hard Legion, a team ranked 31st at the moment. They've been in this top 30 for quite a while now, and it's certainly the pressure for HELLRAISERS to go up against this opposing side who are ranked higher towards them. And certainly putting up a good fight here, at least on their map pick. Well, it took them a good 6 rounds to really get going. You are right. Hard Legion are going to have a full buy here, but Rage and Sweet both with no supporting utility. The only difference is they've now got an AWP out, and that could be a difference maker.
This buy would have been so healthier had Hard Legion not chose to commit to the A bomb site in the last. But now they have to work with what they have. Forrester's gone aggressive towards B this time. No targets early in his crosshair as HELLRAISERS seem set on the A bomb site as their target. Decent grenade onto Problem, tags him down low. But these riflers from Hard Legion, they're still going to have to stand tall in the A bomb site. Eventually, these HELLRAISERS players are going to charge straight in, and it's another stack from Hard Legion, actually. 4 players waiting for this onslaught to arrive.
The last time Hard Legion did this, it more or less failed. They lost the site, they couldn't find kills, and it wasn't that good despite finding the entries, but they've got to maybe double up. They push together. JR just gets one, probably the second. They're all peeking one by one, and it's just causing them so many issues. HR now look towards 6, and Forrester again might look to save, but he can't even do that. Kalinka was just hunting and finds that B player with little problems with it. Now that's 6 in a row that HELLRAISERS find. Hard Legion now are pressed for cash. They don't have it.
They don't at all. HELLRAISERS, they've got a great read on this Hard Legion CT side. They know at this point that all they have to do is commit utility towards the A bomb site, and eventually Hard Legion are going to go aggressive towards the ramp. It's like they can't help themselves. They're incapable of sitting passively in the site. They always commit 1 or 2 players to try and find an early kill, and HELLRAISERS have been punishing that for like the last 6 rounds in a row. Crowd has found the opening in this one, but the last multiple occasions, it's been a huge failing for Hard Legion. As we saw in that last round, there were 4 players stacked on the A bomb site, and they were punished for aggressing. This time, though, it's working out brilliantly. Fiat's found more damage, but eventually taken down. And these AKs, they're in a little bit of danger from HELLRAISERS.
Range maybe was looking for another weapon, just now hiding in the smoke. Certainly has a good angle if maybe HR don't spot him. He's trying to work through the smoke, but for now hasn't been spotted. He can deny the bomb, and he does. Problem gone. Jalen also falls. Forrester has stepped up, and now JR really now has to look towards a quad kill to maybe saves around for HR. I think he gets caught out, but need to check behind you. Rage was there, and for an eco for a half buy from HL, that's brilliant. And now up to 7.
Finally, that A ramp aggression does actually work out. Crad finds that opening kill. And Hard Legion have broken the streak. It's taken 6 rounds to do it, but it has finally happened. Forrester on the flank, getting the opening, but then JR walking in, just can't get anything done on the clutch. It's Rage playing around the smoke, who found those 2 important kills in the last round. It looks like early ramp commitment again from Hard Legion in this round. Rage's really wants to give it a go, but time and time again, look how much HP he has to sacrifice, and he can't even get a shot off.
Well, again, Hard Legion, if you're playing for them at the moment, you just want to look towards that entry kill and then just fall away. That's where you have the advantage. Bit of Molotov damage just eats away at JR's feet. But Rage needs to be careful here. 39 HP and already tagged up close of an orb. That could be a death threat if I've ever thought of one. JR now looks towards the side. And it's not as if HR are looking to press out towards A. They are split up. They're looking more interested in what could be a play towards B stairs. York now backs away. Play towards A, fake.
Jailer's Shadow has been spotted, and Crad converts the headshot as well, but now HELLRAISERS are making their way towards the B bomb site. Forrester up above secures one and retreats to safety as his teammates arrive in quick fashion to defend this B bomb site. AWP shot missed. Problem and JR allowed the next 2 kills in the round, and that brings it straight into the 3-on-3 situation. Fiat can't get anything from the window. Atop the smoke, he's gifted no kills, jumps in the air and punished both Hard Legion players on the retake. It's Rage alone now with his AWP, and he's going to back straight out of there. Hard Legion, they tried for too much too early, and HELLRAISERS just stand tall in that B site and defend the bomb from their positions.
This AWP really could fall now. Rage is being pushed from so many angles. HR want to make sure that there's nothing left for Hard Legion going into the last round of a half. York at least strikes blood on one. The last two players pushing behind on the A site. HELLRAISERS, it is again a good response, but Hard Legion still could find a way towards maybe winning the half. The orb gets saved. That would be a bonus. Forrester can also drop, and I think Hard Legion can actually achieve a pretty good buy in this one, despite some of their economic issues.
Yeah, the bank the Forrester had available should be enough to secure the full buy in this round. Hard Legion, it starts so well. You rarely ever see a side find the first 2 kills in a round and then have it fall apart so badly. And again, it comes down to almost twitchiness on their part. It feels they're unable to just wait for things like smokes to dissipate and wait for the traditional situations in the round to play out. Instead, they want to go in now, try and aggressively get the advantages in their favor. Even on that B site retake, jumping above the smoke, looking for a headshot or position or something like that. Just obviously something that's going to be punished. And there as well, Forrester trying to find the aggressive kill towards the B stairs and is killed, rotating in towards a safer position. It feels like it's that twitchiness from Hard Legion that's been their main weakness here on Vertigo.
Jalen will now look towards the side of A. HELLRAISERS are grouping up, so this will be a full-on execution together. The utility is low for Hard Legion. If they're forced to play retake on the A site, that looks to be likely. Jalen for now is looking. A pretty passive approach. Now it's going to be met with an AWP aggressive onto the site. It could be dangerous, and that really could have been something. For now, nothing. In fact, Rage falls. Kalinki gets the opening. They'll get the bomb, or at least try to go forward, but Crad on top has allowed that bomb plant. JR towards round gets one more, and HELLRAISERS are finding the kills all across the site.
Hard Legion seemingly desperate to deny the plant there, rather than just wait for the late round situation to play out. Again, it leads to a HELLRAISERS victory here on Vertigo, but now HELLRAISERS T side is over and Hard Legion's is about to begin. It is their more successful half of the map overall of Hard Legion, and statistically speaking now in the modern meta, also the easier side to play during the map. Yes, HELLRAISERS have the 1 round advantage, but realistically speaking, whichever side takes the second pistol of Vertigo is going to have that round lead heading forward once the full gun rounds of the second half begin.
I said JR is probably the best player on the HELLRAISERS team at the moment. He's got 18 kills going into the second half now. And it might be a false start. One's backing away.
That's the case. You might just be right. It looks like they are calling for some kind of a restart to come through in this particular round, and it's so important for HELLRAISERS, I think, this pistol and this half in general. You look over towards Mirage up next, and Hard Legion really, considering how strong they were at the start of Vertigo, you're expecting them to be able to put up a great fight over there on Mirage. Our partners over at LootBet actually reflecting now the string of rounds HELLRAISERS have put together. They're now your favorites with the 1.53 odds, and Hard Legion up at 2.35 themselves now have to come back into Mirage somewhat, as we know that HELLRAISERS, while they might not be the most comfortable on Mirage and Inferno, they're certainly competent. They've certainly played those maps, and they have at least a chance of victory. So if Hard Legion want to shut this series down early, they need this victory on Vertigo.
If you are also Hard Legion at this point, you've got to consider how you lost 8 out of the last 9 rounds of that CT half, which doesn't put your mental game into too good of a perspective. Going to start off with a HR stacked over towards a problem. Up close and middle, looks to really back away, and that was a mistake in itself. Kinky takes advantage of Gouch here. Maybe if the USP could certainly deliver some more damage than the initial kill he found. There's one for Kalinka, but HELLRAISERS, they find the kills ever so easily. Kalinka and Jalen close it out easily. Crowd now left, didn't even have the bomb, so it's a look and a search and a hunt for damage.
HELLRAISERS, they have players on the A-bomb site, so they can so quickly rotate in towards connector there, and that is why you don't often see sides try and take mid on the T side of Vertigo. The rotations can come in just so quickly to deny it. And just like that, secondary pistol has gone the way of HELLRAISERS. They now force up into the second round of the half with SMGs and rifles to boot. Hard Legion, they're doing the exact same thing, forcing up, but it's just Tech 9s and Deagles to try and get the work done for the T side. If they can wrestle this round back in their favor, it's certainly a net positive, but HELLRAISERS with an opportunity to further extend their lead.
Back in JR looks to be aggressive. A nice cleanup could have been had, and the M4 just looks for the ecos. J-Lim, 3 of them in fact. It's a easy quad kill for J-Lim and HELLRAISERS, who get themselves up to 10. There was a bomb hunt in there, Hard Legion. That's all they have been searching for, but not even possible to get that.
Just great play towards the A ramp, reading that there could be a rush on the cards, deploying the utility, and despite losing the MP9 early, that rifle from J-Lim can recover things in kind. It's Hard Legion now taking that full eco, of course. Slower pace round for them as they await CT aggression. JR does give it to them on just the Tech 9, but doesn't overextend. Knows there's no point in giving his own life away. Problem though, he has given an MP9 for free towards this T side. Aggresses off of the B bomb site, and perhaps too eagerly in this round gives his life away. Man advantage to Hard Legion, but still this round in HELLRAISERS' favor with the rifles and armor they have available.
You'd at least expect it to be a HELLRAISERS victory. Hard Legion, well, their only utility in fact is only a Molotov, so it's not even ideal in terms of trying to execute even out towards the site. The smoke is perfect. I think Lincoln might have just missed the timing, but he doesn't miss the sound cues. Only 1 kill in fact. Rachel think he do enough to at least get damage done, and trade kills at least give HR again an advantage. MP9 is left really hunting for damage. This isn't impossible really to close out, but if there were easier aim duels, then he might have had a chance, but HR, in fact, find 11.
Just about. Hard Legion, very dangerous looking in that last round. Could have stolen it away, perhaps, which would have been certainly the nightmarish situation for HELLRAISERS to be in. It wouldn't have allowed them to bring a buy into this round ahead you're expecting. And that could have been the opportunity for Hard Legion to come straight back. Thankfully, HELLRAISERS do hold on to it. Now they have the weapons available for this first full gun round. And Hard Legion, they want to go quickly once again. It's the A bomb site they're having a look at. Rage's AWP wants to spot out that aggression, but instead, they just are aware of J-Lim on the close angle. They're not able to find that kill, but perhaps with the right kind of a flash and the right kind of a peek, he can be easily found by these T-side players.
Problems become a problem, and in fact Forrester unlocks the B site quite easily, so they find the 2 kills. They now start to march up towards the site, and HELLRAISERS again going to be forced into a tough retake if they're even up to going for this. From their point of view, they've got to find a kill first. They've got to try and gain some advantage back, and if they don't, you'd have to call it a save, and maybe already they've gone for that call.
Crad. With that kill, it definitely now has to be a save for HELLRAISERS. No opportunity back in towards the B bomb site. And Hard Legion, perhaps we're getting a taste of what's to follow now on this T side. Lightning fast plays over towards A, but met with the silent but deadly lurk over towards the B bomb site. Crad's been spotted, and JR can secure that kill on A. Hard Legion, monetarily speaking, can't afford to hunt these rifles. I'm not even sure if they want to give away Sviat on this angle. J-Lim's going to upgrade on to the AK, and the buy should actually still come through from HELLRAISERS in the next round. Flaric problem, and J-Lim with enough money to secure that full investment. Hard Legion, not broken the CT economy just yet.
Going to be really a good 1 or 2 rounds more that Hard Legion need before they can really say, right, we've got a chance in this series. HELLRAISERS now with the guns have the AWP back out, but again, they've just got to be a bit more wary of what could be a weak B defense. Those 2 kills which really unlocked it for Hard Legion last round. And Forrester might look to do the same in this one if he gets the opportunity to rush towards B, but a stack on B for the CT side. At least 2 of them there. And now a player in window. Be careful, easy up close, Forrester. He has been a threat in the past, but Flowich just this angle just has to be careful he doesn't get checked, and also not to fall off the map.
Well, he's avoided death by falling, at least at the beginning of the round, but now he needs to avoid death by T-side rifle. Hard Legion looking for a mid to B split, you'd think, unless you get the information from this A ramp that there are 3 players sat back there. Jalem able to just earn that first kill. Eventually, Sviat does punish. That is the all-important refrag, but Kalinka securing the man advantage even in this round is absolutely great news for Hellraisers up until Forrester brings it right back. Crad expects the AWP to be here and gets the headshot as well. Now the B bomb site is wide open. Problem found by the wall bang, and Kalinka alone on A tries to creep his way into mid, but Hard Legion denied that one. A really interesting round, but one that Hard Legion come out on top of nonetheless.
You can't help but feel Flowich is part of the reason why that falls apart so easily, because he doesn't need to aggress down towards B. He runs through a Molotov, practically gives up a free kill to Hard Legion, and then they just pounce and turn up stronger than ever. So now they get a 2-round gap from their leading opponents. Hard Legion can now start to build up this bank, and they can look towards 10 should this round against the Eco Pistols come off in their favour. Heavy stack in middle. Crad could be losing his AK if he's not too careful, but JR caught out easily.
He's expecting the re-aggression from Hellraisers at this point, but he's also paranoid of the flank. Backs off slightly further. And Hellraisers now know that they can't just sit in mid for the entire round. They do eventually have to get something done and go hunting somewhat. Crad now giving his angle away means that 4 pistols are going to rush straight into him and overwhelm his solitary AK, which is now at the bottom of the ladder. Hard Legion with both bomb sites to work with, though, in this round. Should be the easy conversion from them over on the B bomb site. As long as Forrester doesn't go down in the early instance here, this should be the 10th from Hard Legion, and 1 away from tying it all up. But this saved AK would be very useful for Hellraisers in the next.
Thank you. Could eliminate Flowich, but in fact Forrester on top finds that one. So saves AK, as you said, could be reasonable save to now build up a good buyout in what's going to be around following this. But the issue is, though, Hard Legion have now got a bit of momentum on their side. They've now allowed and been given the chance to build up time, and that AK lost means it might not be a perfect buyout. They'll certainly get at least 1 AWP out. 2 would have been available, but Jalem goes with the M4 and said there will be at least weapons out. Problem as an MP9, unfortunately, has had a bit of a quiet game on 5 kills already.
Has to drop down onto the SMG because he can't save the rifle forward, and Hard Legion now on a streak of their own have the opportunity to tie things up at 11-11. JR, he wants that A ramp progression this time, but perhaps dissuaded early on. Forrester again eats the heavy nade damage, but the second he has to be careful of, does back away from it in time. But Hellraisers, they've dumped a lot of early utility in this round. If they don't convert this into opening kills, they could be in serious trouble. JR now punishes Kinky, whose head appears briefly on top of that smoke, brings it into the 4-on-4, but it's this from Flowich that really secures the advantage for Hellraisers.
Now, how do Hard Legion try and group into this? One should be recovered easily. Oh, so we'll just get that back to his name. Now looking to really group up towards the A site. They've mollied off sandbags, so that isn't a concern. You are Hard Legion. You again have to look towards smoking off the back of the site. But you've got no smoke, so your only utility left, a Molotov and a flashbang. So it's going to be really tough to maybe get onto the side. And Charles have to play retake. The AWP, perfect. A slight angle allows JR that initial kill.
2-on-4 situation for Hard Legion. JR readjusts at the right time. What a kill for JR to find with the AWP. 3 in the round, looking for 4. The USPS does get it done. The double recovery after losing the opening entry on the A bomb site, breaking the streak of Hard Legion, but not breaking their bank. The buy still coming forward. The threat still ever present, and HELLRAISERS needing to avoid a loss as they invest into a double AWP setup, or perhaps using the one that they recovered from the HELLRAISERS buy in that last round. Either way, their bank itself is completely empty, and they are still at risk of losing this CT half.
Rage. Not quite going to get the opportunity to maybe find an opponent towards A just yet. Flourish for now holds in mid. Linker Orkin towards the lower end of B window. Now some utility gets sent in towards middle. Hard Legion now look to group up, and maybe attack court's going to be a B play with some sort of mid presence lacking. Balaam them. Already cleared aim. HELLRAISERS more or less going to be prepared for. It's going to be a little execution out, but Problem takes damage and in fact falls to Forrester. So there's an entry over towards B. Hard Legion now have to be aware of this AWPer.
Kalinka not getting aggressive, which is a good sign, but eventually he is going to be under pressure. Hard Legion, they're not even sure if they want to commit towards the B bomb site. They'll send Crad on his own to look for the A flank, but eventually they will make their way in. Forrester spotted the position of the AWPer and converted the kill, but there's a second sniper waiting in the wings, and his team need to advance before he can. Looking to convert, but it's Flourish who finds him instead. Eventually Kinky does find that CT rifler, but there are 2 more looking to deny. JR on the AWP and Jalem on the flank. Has to find Crad as the first kill, but can't get it done, and that is too much work now for JR, who has to back away with the sniper, gives his position away, but shouldn't be hunted too aggressively by Hard Legion. They've secured their 11th, and perhaps now broken the bank of HELLRAISERS to look for a tied scoreline.
JR could certainly get some more exit damage done at the end of this one. 2 players were heavily low, so if he knew that, he probably would have gone for this retake as well, but he now has to hunt for maybe some additional damage. There goes Kinky. On the site, he falls first. There's no chance he goes for the retake. The kit was lacking, and I think that might have been part of the decision not to go for it, along with keeping this AWP in play, obviously. On the side, are going to have pretty abysmal money, and that AWP being lost puts his side under even more pressure. So that's a double AWP setup they lose. And for Hard Legion now, maybe a chance to just look towards tying up the scores. HR can't be buying here.
If they do invest, it's going to be to keep everyone above $2,000. Go for slight pistols, and then look for the full investment up into the next. Hard Legion have done a great job. Despite that HELLRAISERS momentum, both at the end of the first half and carried forward into the beginning of the second, it was a healthy streak of rounds from the HELLRAISERS side to get them up to 12. But Hard Legion now are on a hot streak themselves and showing no signs of stopping. It looks like HELLRAISERS want to go for the full eco in this round, hit themselves up on as much cash as humanly possible to contend against Hard Legion with the full buy up in the next. This map has been so close already, and we're heading into another tie you'd have to expect at the end of this round.
Well, lucky, if anything, that Jaden doesn't take any damage over towards aim. Again, Hard Legion starting this one off quite passively, but defaulting. A lot of pressure will be now coming in towards mid, where Crad again got forced under a lot of pressure on the last eco they faced. Linker might be the first point of contact. 2 pistols as an upgrade is what the HELLRAISERS side have to play with. Now the T side start to group up and send some utility over towards aim. HELLRAISERS will start to group up also in this position. For them, it's about the hunt for kills. Kinky finding JR, not the idea they were looking for them.
Jalem's gone 1 in reply, but Rage is looking to deny any more with his Tech 9. Crad has put a stop to Problem's efforts as well with the AK, and just like that, it's all tied up, folks. 12 to 12. Hard Legion get through the eco with 4 rifles remaining on the board. They keep their money healthy, but it's HELLRAISERS who have to go for that full investment problem, who's been having a nightmare of a map, dropping down onto that MP9. Meanwhile, JR, the signature AWPer for HELLRAISERS on 28 kills so far on Vertigo, is not going to have his sniper rifle to work with in round 25.
I mean, he's not had too many chances to use the AWP, and maybe that's a bonus for them. Certainly looked good when he's had opportunities on these other rifles of choice anyway. Sweet, that's a perfect Molotov. They read that, but it just doesn't go back all the way. That last player there, JR, 5 HP. Can't help but think he's so lucky to really escape that comfortably. I think Kinky, Hard Legion focus on mid. It's got to be a HR gun round and opening kill if they want to come off victors here. Very slow, very passive. But it's got to be about the entry.
It's HELLRAISERS to go aggressively first. They take more advanced angles against the Hard Legion side, and they're coming out on top of the kills for the moment. Krad's brought it back into a 3-on-3, but both him and JR just a hair's length away from death. Rage is peeking the A ramp, but nobody from HELLRAISERS is getting too aggressive in this round. They know just how much of a gamble that would be. And Hard Legion with 40 seconds left on the clock, they've got to make a call at some point. They have to decide where they want to attack. And they've decided on that B site. Krad, he's creeping up the stairs first on just 4 HP with the bomb on his back. And problem with this MP9, if he can find 1 kill, that's all they need. But realistically, he's going to be wanting 2 as the heroic effort. They're going to push up into him first with 10 or so seconds left to go.
Well, Hard Legion, they've got to look at the time. That's really the key concern, and that's easy for Problem. He just delays his time. If he just delays his skills, that's all he's got to do. They've got to get the bomb down now, and HELLRAISERS, they've done enough to at least convert the round. There's no time for the kills. Hard Legion, they took way too long really establishing any idea of what to approach that round with, and that's a gift towards HELLRAISERS now. They keep an AK, they keep lots of money just about. Won't be an AWP available, but they'll certainly have M4s. Hard Legion, they're almost lucky they can get a buy out of this.
It was all that early mid-play. Hard Legion, they had the opportunity to secure that free opening entry, but they missed the Molotov onto JR. And from there, things go bad to worse. The re-aggression comes through from mid, brings it into the 3-on-3, eats more time away. But hello, this boost has actually worked. Forrester in the aggressive position. Problem might have just shoulder peeked him out, though, as his AK defending on the site readjusts, and Forrester won't be allowed any opening kills, despite how nice that boost is. He eventually does find Problem, and Brad can't find Kalinka on the side, who's gone for the double defense. Hunting for more is eventually found by Rage's AWP, but Flarich has now arrived, and Hard Legion still have defenders to find in the B site.
Hard Legion also looks so scared to really approach this. They're going to try and commit towards B nonetheless. Molotov up close at least clears some of the angles. Counter mollies. Another one in along with a flash. Forrester's got to find a kill here, and he at least does. Jalen caught out. The FAMAS, that's also gone from behind. JR caught out, and Hard Legion off the back of a loss now come in swinging a lot more comfortably. They'll tie this one up. They'll keep the money in their favor, and that's missing for HR into round 27. So a CT eco must come in, but we know how deadly some of these ecos certainly could be.
You'd have to expect this is the free 14 for Hard Legion. HELLRAISERS, they suffer the harsh reset, a term you don't hear too much in the modern economy, but it's something they've fallen foul to at a very late stage of their map pick. Hard Legion, pistols with no armor to fight to get themselves the round advantage here in this map. Kinky's found one, Krad's found the second. Jalen lurking around the A ramp, wants to find a quick headshot in reply, but Rage is going to deny him any opportunities, and Flarich now has to back away also. Hard Legion virtually now guaranteed 14, and HELLRAISERS, it's all going to come down to the next buy. If they win, they can tie it up at 14-14. If they lose, they'll have no cash in the bank, and their opponents will have map point.
Bomb's going to go down on B anyway. Problem. Oh, at least finds a headshot on Forrester, so this might not be that easy for Hard Legion, but they strike back instantly. York takes out his opponent. Now Flowich, 15 kills already. Might look towards 16 or 17. As you said, it's a 14th for Hard Legion. It's now the T side looking to establish a positive scoreline against Hellraisers. This upcoming gun round has to be perfect for HR if they want to now make the end of this match any easier. Of course, it's HR's map pick also, and now towards the death of the map could be out of this one.
It's another timeout coming through for Hellraisers. Might as well use them. We are in the quarterfinals, of course. No more opportunities for error. Hellraisers, they keep tasting the playoffs, but they've yet to taste victory in Malta vibes. They want this week to be their chance to do so, but Hard Legion looking to deny them at least the first map of this quarterfinal with the round advantage. Hard Legion carrying it forward on their most successful side on this map. And look at the Hellraisers' utility. 5 smokes. What else do they have? 2 flashes and 1 HE grenade. And once those smokes dissipate, it's going to be an incredibly difficult task for Hellraisers to defend this round.
And that feels like one of the things which we've not really pointed out so far this game. On the CT side, I don't think I've seen too many opportunities where Hellraisers have gone and used their utility when they've gone to play retake. It's felt like they've always tried to go for the Angel, but it's not been too good even in the start of this round. Flowich and Sriat just trade in middle, so a Hard Legion advantage, at least momentarily. Brad backs off. HR obviously now, they will be under pressure.
So important for Flowich to get even 1 kill from that position. He stops himself from going down for free. He at least ties it into the 4-on-4. And considering he was facing the wrong way, just getting that 1 kill is great work from him in the angle he was. Hard Legion, ever so slow in this round. They want more mid control. That's really what they've been looking for throughout this first half. And this might be their opportunity to get it. Hellraisers have backed off the angles a little bit, instead holding those close positions on the way into the bomb sites. Jalem eventually is going to peek around, but straight into Rage's crosshairs. Shot missed, though. And perhaps a sigh of relief for the CT side.
Oh, here comes the aggression out towards the out-through window. Sriat, who got the entry, now doubles up at least. Crad finds another, but they've not cleared CT. This is the key player. Jalem could find 2 players, both tagged up. This could be winnable. They're also deleted. What a way for Hellraiser to find 14 rounds with it. An AWP saved. He survives that on 5 HP also.
Oh my word, Jalem, he hits the panic button and it works out. Look at this, they're so low, none of them can hit the opening shots. He's left on 5. And with a bomb on his back, Forrester just aggressive straight in there. Oh dear, Hard Legion. That's not supposed to go that way. That was their opportunity to secure this first map. Now gone to the wind. Hellraisers, they can still secure their pick here. They get aggressive towards the B stairs, at least does Kalinka. And they'll find the opening kill onto Forrester as well. Hard Legion, it feels like their chances in Vertigo might be slipping away.
And Sriat. I'll group up over towards A ramp for the moment. Hellraisers, no need for them to overextend, no need for them to push any further. They've got that advantage over towards B on a player who's already got 25 kills, so you've eliminated already one of your key threats. There's an advantage to maybe get 15. JR now trapped in between 2 Molotovs. Hard Legion sending lots of utility into this 1 key angle, and it's not really done anything in terms of damage. 50 seconds approaches. Crad will take a bit of damage. Approach towards A looks to be the option. Hard Legion now will look to push.
They are at close range, takes the damage from Rage, but it's Jalem who can convert the kill. The refragging from HELLRAISERS has been great so far on Vertigo. It's Crad looking for a way in now, though. Finds the first, finds the second as well. Brought straight back into a 3-on-3, and he survives the nade. Gonna look to drop a smoke as well to make space for this plant, but the flames, they'll stop him from being able to plant, at least in the early instance. How is this back in a 3-on-3? I certainly don't know, but it still certainly is, and HELLRAISERS are desperate for a way back in. The flames eventually will find Crab, but he can convert the plant, and Kalinka has found Kinky as well. Spiat, he takes the Molotov damage, he gives the sound cue away, and that's all HELLRAISERS need. Map point gone their way, and Hard Legion fighting from behind for overtime.
And the funny thing is, this is the Most Survivors tournament, so overtime is certainly going to be a possibility, but HELLRAISERS certainly don't want that now. 2 big round wins at the end of the match so far. And one more to take an advantage going into Mirage. That would be the follow-up map. That is Hard Legion's map pick. Look at the money that Hard Legion have to work with coming into this round. They'll at least get the AKs out, but utility will be low. Now, if you're Hard Legion, you've now got to push together. Got to try and get a solid execution together. Else HR could again shut you out one by one.
Gap in the smoke, but Forrester's lucky to survive the shot. JR's AWP aggression not rewarded. And now Hard Legion probing the A bomb site, which Jalem is pretty much set to completely back away from here. They've gamble stacked the B bomb site HELLRAISERS in this round, and it is the wrong tactical call, at least for the start of the round. Eventually, as the Molotovs go out, they start to rotate players over, but Hard Legion, they only have to find 1 kill in order to gain access towards this A-bomb site. It's only Jalem alive to defend. He'll put a counter Molotov down, which should buy time for rotation, as Flaric has dealt with the lurker over on the B-bomb site as well. Orp has already arrived. Jalem looking to spot over the top of this smoke, and Kinky giving him exactly what he wanted. 3-on-5 retake now for HELLRAISERS.
Look how passive they're playing also. They can't make any more mistakes now. They know they can't. HELLRAISERS, they've got the advantage, and they'll take themselves and take their map in their favor, but they've got to do it kill by kill, and time is just running low. They've all got kits more or less, but they've got to first find the entry kill. Crad gets 2. That's enough, I think. Crad's got a 30 once more, but JR strikes him down. Rage and Shria now have to win this if they want to look towards overtime. They're going to stick it. The Orb, in fact, is going to fall first. The AK gets thrown for them. And HR, they don't have time for the defuse.
Oh my word, how close could it possibly have been? Crad with 3 massive AK headshots, and that is enough, ladies and gentlemen, to take us into overtime. HELLRAISERS are unable to close out the 5-on-3 retake in the final round, and we will be heading into OT regardless. Hard Legion, they're not done yet.
They are 29 kills. I said he was going to be a key player to look out for. I think he's got an event rating of 1.55. And Crad, you have to give him credit for all 3 of those kills. I didn't think he'd get any more, but he wanted the ace. You could sense it in him. And HELLRAISERS, they played that as best as they could. They had someone defusing, one trying to cover it. Larich didn't have enough time. Welcome to overtime, where Hard Legion start off the T side with an AWP. JR starts HELLRAISER's CT side off with an AWP also.
Welcome to overtime indeed. Malta Vibes regular viewers certainly used to witnessing the overtimes, and of course we'd want to deliver in the second quarterfinal of the day. Forrester, that is an adjustment. AK-47 replying quickly to the opening salvo from Kalinka. It wins the first kill in Hard Legion's favor, and Crad, Hard Legion, they've done a lot of this looking over the top of smokes, and it's not worked out the best for them throughout the map so far. JR will punish it in this round, and Rage now, he wants to counter-aggress with his AWP towards the A ramp, but Jalem, he's not going to be found just yet. He's still allowed to stay aggressive.
Jalem and Kinky, they're both thinking the same thing. They both want to hold and see who pushes a little further forward first. Hard Legion, off the entry they got towards B, might as well work off of it. HELLRAISERS still have an AWP here and also an M4, so I don't reckon it'll be that difficult for the CT side to hold on to. 4 kits. Forrester obviously tagged up. Smoke, it's going to be down to time in really 30 seconds. This is the site where Hard Legion lost because of limited time, and again, they've got to at least work with this with the lacking time they've got left.
Kinky gets the opener onto Jalem, who's lurking A, and it's the surprise readjustment from Hard Legion. They're going to try and sprint towards the A-bomb side. That means Flaric is the man who can stop all of it with big kills here. There's not enough time for Hard Legion to get into the site, and he's found all the kills he needs. Fiat's planting, but it doesn't matter. He's found the opening triple, and Hard Legion, time and time again, they leave themselves in positions where there's not enough time to work with, and HELLRAISERS are able to capitalize.
They were trying to push towards B instantly. That was the initial idea, but Flaric, he essentially could have just hidden here, I think. He gets so lucky to get both of those kills. The bomb plant also just a massive bonus, because if that bomb goes down, there could have been a chance for that last player towards side to really make an impact, but it wouldn't have been enough. HR might losing the opening kill, come off a winner. And again, look quickly towards a ramp where, of course, you're going to get a surprise kill. Of course, Forrester this time loses that initial angel. He's been so inconsistent over towards B. That's the site Hard Legion now look towards. The problem now forced then a Molotov towards window means HR are under the pressure. And it's Crowd this time with a bit more control towards C team.
Hard Legion securing mid control for the first time in this entire map, but HELLRAISERS are really well positioned to deal with this B split at the moment. JR on the AWP is punished for wandering about, scoped in. And that is the opener that Hard Legion is just desperate for. Flaric falling now through the smoke to Sviat. That leaves Problem in a seriously dire spot in the B bomb site, but he doesn't know that Hard Legion are taking this one over to A instead. Jalem, he's all the way down into the A ramp, and with time ticking down, Hard Legion aren't going to commit to anywhere until they're confirmed it's absolutely safe. Jalem can still put a stop to this A plot.
Oh, he seriously could. And also fully prepared for it, so Jalem can do nothing off of that play. Kalinka slow towards mid. Now him and Problem might look towards a save unless they can find a kill rather quickly. It's overtime, so money's not a concern, so they might as well try and go for any sort of damage at the end of this. AK towards ramp. And then fall towards CT. The AWP strikes blood. Very makes it look easy. Kalinka's got 2 kills back, but tagged down now. Has to ace this if he wants to find a win. And Hard Legion needs to just play it safe. He can maybe go for the ninja. That's his only lasting core of hope. And he's trying it. Oh, thank God they had that covered.
There was definitely the possibility there. Hard Legion, though, just denying it at the end. All tied up once again, 16-16 the scoreline. And now, once again, this T side going to be hunting for a way in to any bomb site. Both sides desperate for the first kill in every opportunity. But HELLRAISERS, you have to imagine, they're the team who want this first map most. They need it as their pick. And Forrester, the jump boost, it actually works out. Spots the player tight left, and Sviat's found the player tight right. B-bomb site, at least the front of it is open now as Forrester looking to charge straight in, completely blind, but so are his opponents. They all fall to the AKs, leaving JR isolated. Securing a first kill for sure, but 4 more, that might not be possible.
That Molotov could so deny the bomb plant. In fact, it does. Sviat is dead. And now a lot more pressure just goes towards Hard Legion, just in the hunt for at least the bomb plant. It shouldn't be a winnable situation for JR's point of view. An aid? I doubt it'll be enough for a kill. Vicious, in fact, he wants something. He could have done the damage onto his opponent, but now hiding. And now waiting for someone to push. 1 or 2 kills here, that's a nice little bonus, but Crad and Co aren't pushing, they're not making any mistakes. The AWP will peak and will make the mistake. I think he holds it, and at the halftime mark, HL now have a 17-16 lead.
They do indeed, as the sides of overtime switch. 19, of course, the magic number, ladies and gentlemen, that both sides are looking for in the first OT. Here's that jump boost again, Forrester. gets across, and you can see Problem is not expecting that one at all. That's the second time they've successfully pulled off that jump boost into the B bomb site so far from Hard Legion, but obviously they're not going to be able to utilize anything like that on their CT side. HELLRAISERS now absolutely desperate for, well, at minimum 2 rounds in the half.
They need 18, or maybe they can find 19 if they convert all of our CT rounds now. HR, they started off the T side slowly in regulation time. They started off 6-0 down, but they did tie up, eventually come off better, 8-7 at the halftime mark. Hard Legion, they've had a time since they were on CT, so let's see if they've got any new plans other than a stack over towards AD or up close. Well, Rage, in fact, forced away. A lot of aggression, a load of Molotovs, but for now, Hard Legion just forced to play safe.
Rage taking slightly less damage in this round than he has in previous, but Sviat wants to go aggressive still. There's a gap in the smoke, and he's found the opening kill, but he has to be careful here. Flaric will get him straight back if he's not careful, and that's exactly what happens. Kinky's going aggressive too. It's a massive mess in the A ramp, but the grenade is enough to secure Hard Legion the man advantage. Just 2 players remaining in the early stages of the round for HELLRAISERS, and Rage towards mid, looking to punish Kalinka, but he's moving away from the angle at the wrong time. Repositioning to what he suspects is a more successful angle and securing the kill as well. Flaric alone, lurking up towards A. He'd need an ace in this round for HELLRAISERS to tie it up again.
He's got to clear sandbags. That's the one move you've got to try and make. He at least does that. So the A defender now dead. Leaves an AWP and an M4 both rotating back from the B site and also from middle. He's hunting. He wants some clear understanding that the site is clear. A bomb plant is at least there. As you said, an ace would be needed to win it. And M4 and CT is going to be the first point of contact then.
Sitting in the smoke, Flaric. Ever so sneaky, finds the opening kill, and Rage on the AWP swings round but lands the shot, saving Hard Legion in overtime and putting them 1 round away from a map victory here on the map pick of HELLRAISERS Vertigo. 1 necessary for Hard Legion to get this map advantage heading into their own pick in the series.
JR's on 32 kills, by the way, the top fragger in the entire server, but still on that losing side, still not able to maybe find a win here. And it's already twice that Hard Legion have beaten HELLRAISERS on Vertigo in the past 3 months online. A lot of pressure for HR then. They want to take this map pick. They've even got to consider a second overtime just to even give themselves a chance. So Hard Legion have done the hard task. They're now going to find 1 more to find a win, and they've got to clear the AWP. Rage at least does well for 1, but Sriat does trade out. A good set of kills, but it's Hard Legion who keep control of the A site.
Mixed results from the start of the round for HELLRAISERS. They have the control of the A ramp, but they've lost 2 players. And now it looks as though they're sending Kalinka to lurk towards the B bomb site, which Hard Legion are worried might be the end target of the round. They'll leave Kinky to play contact on A. Pray that he's able to find the first kill, but they're convinced this is going to be a B hit. Hard Legion, they're almost backing straight out of the A bomb site, and that would be a disastrous call to make.
On the M4, Kinky's got no supporting utility other than a defuse kit. Far from ideal. And he's going to get some support from Sriat, who now starts to rotate in from Elevator. There's the initial kill. The Molotov. That should be enough to force the player out of triple, but the kill does it instead. The AK finds the headshot. A 2-on-2 becomes so quickly a 2-on-1. The AWP not prepared. Now Kalinka has to clutch this up to keep his side in this. He's got the bomb, but he can't rotate off of the A site. B has to be the option. They're trying to play it together, and the kill just comes out better for Forrester. And Hard Legion now have an advantage in the series.
Well, it was the gamble from Hard Legion at the end of the round, but they go for that peak, and it does work out for them. They secure the victory, 19-16 here on Vertigo, and have that one map advantage heading through to the rest of the series. Mirage is up next, ladies and gentlemen. That is the pick of Hard Legion, and HELLRAISERS now desperate for that reverse sweep to stay in the quarterfinals and keep their chances of advancing through this Malta Vibes Cup alive. We will have map 2 ready and waiting for you just after this quick commercial break.
Nice shot. Lock and load. Wow, very good. Let me show you how it is done. Yeah, no. Damn! That was one of the best tickle fights I've been to.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Malta Vibes, brought to you by Gaming Malta, a home of gaming excellence. It was certainly competitive in the first map of Vertigo, and in true Malta Vibes fashion, we did go into overtime, but Hard Legion were your winners of that opening map pick, and now they have the opportunity to close things out 2-0 on their own pick of Mirage. My name is Protalis, and joining me is Louis. Why don't you talk us through the bracket so far?
Well, we obviously saw Fate beating out Gambit Youngsters earlier this morning to secure their semi-final spot. They'll be against either Hellraisers or Crazy. Something's gone wrong there, so we can assume something's up there. But in our little matchup down at the bottom, HR are up against Hard Legion at the moment. And Hard Legion certainly made hard work of a Vertigo win, but they certainly got it on Hellraiser's map pick going forward. So going into this one, there's a lot of pressure certainly on this HR lineup to see if they can now try and scrape back a victory on a map, which they're not too unscared about. They've played it in the past. They beat, obviously, AGF on it earlier this week in the group stages of the Malta Vibes Cup. So I don't think it will be impossible for HR to try and snap up a win here, but you consider that Hard Legion have already got a good win the series so far, and we now look towards Mirage as Hard Legion's map pick, and you might think, well, maybe they've got the slight advantage here.
You certainly think so. I think that's going to be the theme of the series going forward, is in both Mirage second and then Inferno is a decider should we need it. They're certainly maps that Hellraisers aren't lost on. They have the opportunity to make some plays on this map. They certainly have a degree of comfort there. But the issue in this series, Louis, is that when you look at the last map, Vertigo has only got a 25% win rate across the last 12 maps for Hard Legion. Now, you bring that over to Mirage, which has a 54%. That should theoretically mean they're twice as strong here, twice as comfortable. They've beaten twice as many opponents on this map in the last 3 months. And considering they did look dangerous on Vertigo and were able to take it anyway, now that they're on somewhat of home territory in this series, you really think the ball is in their court to 2-0 here?
Yes, I mean, you've got to consider how Hard Legion, yes, they've played this map in a total about 13 times, 7 wins, 6 losses. HR, 6 wins, 10 losses. So they've certainly come off loss and come off worse in lots of their encounters. And really, that's where the pressure now stands on this Hellraiser squad. It's just the idea that they're not only just a map down in this series, but they're now going onto a map where Hard Legion have historically the better stats going forward. And it's a fact that also Hellraisers, it's going to be a good CT side for them because that is their better side. Hard Legion are better to counter that on the T side also. So realistically, we've got to see what Hard Legion can bring on their CT side, but also what Hellraisers can bring if CT side is supposed to be their better side.
JR, we saw him have a dominant performance on Vertigo, almost carrying his team to victory there with some of those rounds. So impactful on that AWP. He's definitely going to be a factor for Hellraisers, where he has to show up here on Mirage. That AWP, such an important weapon at retaining that mid control, just can be used in a versatile manner throughout the map. Realistically, you can place it on any bomb site and it can have effectiveness on Mirage. So JR as a player, if he can turn up in a big way, Hellraisers will definitely have more of an opportunity to come back into that series. But you're absolutely right. It is going to all be on that Hard Legion CT side, as you mentioned, to give us an indication as to what's going to occur throughout the rest of the map. If Hard Legion buckle on that CT side, then it could be the good opportunity then for Hellraisers to come back into the series.
And something else I do want to point out, just going back to earlier this week when Hellraisers beat AGF on Mirage, JR was that standout player, 21 kills, a positive KD of plus 12 in that respect. So you look towards him as really being your star AWPer. He had certainly opportunities in the past week in his games to certainly show up. And on Inferno, in their game last week earlier, also, he was a standout player. He is that one player who you look towards. But problem with Flowich, when they get opportunities, they will also try and draw to life and bring to life this Hellraisers lineup. But don't count away Hard Legion quite yet. It's certainly a good opportunity because Forrester, when he was fragging over towards the B side on T side Vertigo just now, he was certainly having mixed results. But when he came off better, he was certainly that key fragger, really pushing onto those sides.
Crad as well towards the end of the map for Hard Legion. Absolutely insane. You're thinking about those sandbag plays on the A-bomb site. You're thinking about the multiple entries he was able to earn. And He, as an individual player, was really stepping up alongside Forrester towards the end of the map for Hard Legion. And that, I think, perhaps is the real issue for HELLRAISERS, is that, yes, both of these sides have a severe amount of firepower. And you can see that head-to-head there. JR versus Forrester, 32 kills to 29 in the last map. That did go into one overtime, just for a little bit of context. So HELLRAISERS, they did have JR go well, but Problem, he struggled quite a lot there. And as we get into the knife round now of Mirage, we're going to perhaps need all members for HELLRAISERS standing up on this map if they want to stay in this series.
This has to be an all-round team effort. You're completely right there, because we said how Problem might have been causing some problems in general. Excuse the pun, but 10 kills, 28 deaths. And that's over 34, 35 rounds at least of CS and Vertigo. So certainly didn't have the opportunity to shine there. Now has to turn up on Mirage and now has to really give his side hope. And it looks as if HELLRAISERS will get the opportunity to start on the T side of this map.
It's going to be quite an interesting call to see where they do decide to begin. It looks like they want to start on that CT side, which you expect to be the easier side to begin on, but if you don't get firm control of that opening economy in the first 5 rounds, your first 10 rounds really as the CT side can really be messed up just on money. You can fall out in disadvantageous positions at the beginning of your CT halves. If you're really not that careful about the money situation, it looks like they are starting on that CT side. And what that is going to mean for HELLRAISERS is they're going to be under pressure early here. They don't want to lose control of that early money, because that'll give Hard Legion, potentially a 5-0 start.
Well, Hard Legion already one map ahead. Now look to close out the series against a HELLRAISERS side who are now fighting to stay in the playoffs in this quarterfinals event here in the Malta Vibes Cup. GT start, as we mentioned, Problem, a nade and a defuse kit, but it's an empty A site they're starting off as. They've really made an unfortunate call. Hard Legion, they're sending utilities so quickly out towards the A site. 2 flashes, 2 smokes, and a execution, which now means that HR have to play retake.
The smallest of gaps in that stairs smoke. You can see Jalem hoping to use it, but he can't find any heads through it, and that is going to be the free plant on the A site given away to Hard Legion. They need to stay close now and wait for the USPs to aggress as Grad finds the opening kill onto JR. Nade does a lot of damage, but Kinky and Forrester, they get 2 kills straight back. Flourish is hunting for more than the 2-on-3, but time now running out as Grad finds him, leaving Jalem alone towards the A stairs. He's found a kill, but he needs 2 more and the defuse to find victory in this round. He's hunting for this opening kill as Fiat is happy to just run away and waste HELLRAISERS' time in this particular round. Jalem with the kit on his back, but the bullet in his face coming from the Glock of Rage, and it is that opening pistol going the way of Hard Legion.
And HELLRAISERS, they, to me, just went for that really interesting call to just give up the mid control. The odds by our partners at Lootbet, well, certainly favouring Hard Legion now on their map pick, and I more or less have to agree with those. There's too much pressure on HELLRAISERS to now try and find a victory too easily here. They've got a massive uphill struggle, I think, and now they're going onto the force bite and against a lot of AKs. That could be a good chance of damage, but Hard Legion, again, should be favoured.
Mid control already in the T side's favour, as they look to collapse into what will be an A split towards the end of this round. He's looking for the Deagle at range, but that distracts him from the MP9 up close, which is able to get at least 1 kill. But Forrester is denying any more, at least bar 1, that Jalem is able to secure on this A bomb site. Low HP on a couple of these Hard Legion players means that an MP9 could certainly deal some damage in this round, especially with the bomb yet to go down in a site. Hard Legion not in the perfect position here.
Well, Rage has at least secured the B site if they want to work with that, but awkward angles. It still looks as if they want to try and approach this A site with caution. Kalinka for now. Just gonna back up and maybe upgrade to the AK drop behind him. Isn't gonna go for it yet. And they're falling away from the A site at completely the wrong time. They look behind and they at least read that Mac 10, so Rage will do little in this round. But it now means that 3at on 2 HP and Forrester on 35 HP have a lot more work to do, and I think now they've realised the B site might be the option they go for.
They're on such low HP though. lethal amounts of damage to both the Scout and the MP9, regardless of what weapons they have to hand. They're in a lot of trouble. Forrester, if he peeks into this MP9, he could be giving his life away in the same peek. Looks like the timing might work out in his favor. He spots the first player, but the Scouts converted him, and Sviat, he's got 2 HP to work with on this B bomb site. Problems cleaned him up, and Hard Legion, a severe misplay in that last round. They take a lot of damage on the A bomb site, and then despite having a free B plant, try and wrap into the A bomb site, and it just doesn't work out at all. HELLRAISERS, excellent job at securing this second round.
Yeah, the CT side, they read that well, and Problem does well to just avoid a potential death because he almost got tagged up by Sviat at the end there. Sviat got 1 kill, but far from enough to convert the round, so there's your tied up scoreline. Hard Legion now look towards what could be an eco. Pistols at best, but they're fully committing to this. Kinky now on a double eco. Teammates now follow suit. Will buy out, but now for HELLRAISERS, a chance to swiftly find a couple, and even an AWP in play doesn't give HELLRAISERS a lot of hope.
The pistols from Hard Legion make their way out mid this time. Jalem's here to try and deny any kind of Hard Legion control, but the gap in the smoke isn't big enough for him to find any opening kills. Eventually will back away before his aggressive position is punished by the pistols, and instead he's the one dealing out the punishment in this round. Gets Kinky as the early frag, and Hard Legion, with the Deagles left in hand, trying to creep out onto the B bomb site is Crad, who's now been dealt with, and they let that last round slip through their fingers. They're going to be feeling it for at least the next 2, you'd have to imagine. Hard Legion now 2 men down with just the pistols to work with. They're going to try for a boost up into the window, but Jalem should be expecting this one and able to deal with it relatively quickly. Kalinka finds 1 kill, and Jalem, he will go down to Forrester's Deagle, but Hard Legion now surely won't be hoping for much more than a bomb plant out of this round.
I think they'll be lucky to find a bomb plant out of anything at the moment. HELLRAISERS, their defensive positions are looking pretty standard, but they're looking quite comfortable against what's going to be just pistols. The Tech-9 almost tagged his opponent, but Sviat isn't quite full yet. Or he does. And Kalinka doesn't. Eagle left. What's out the AWP at least, so some extra information picked up. And if he does take out the AWP, that would have been something of a bonus, but Flowich lanes him up, and M4 gets recovered. And HELLRAISERS now going into round 4 have good weapons, and Hard Legion, I don't think they can buy this one out.
No, they have to take the eco here. Maybe if Forrester and Rage want to drop some pistols and stay above 2,000, then they have the prerogative to do so, but it does just have to be economic preservation from the Hard Legion side here on Mirage, and this is what exactly HELLRAISERS were wanting at the start of Mirage. Stop Hard Legion from carrying their momentum over from Vertigo, take control of that early CT economy, and put a good first half up. Like we said, HELLRAISERS definitely have a chance here on Mirage, and they'll certainly be looking for this opening momentum to try and make that chance into a victory.
Oh, these AKs could certainly be pressurized if the pistols have something to say about it. Pushing out, but easy set of kills. Rage, Crad, Forrester all fall to JR, Kalinka, and Problem. Individually all getting a couple of kills in it. Problem might now look to double up if he finds this Glock. JR converts it. No issues, all 5 kept alive. HR now look to line up what could be 4. But now the only difference is Hard Legion have weapons to play with.
The AKs are out, and there's even an AWP in the hands of Rage. 4x on Mirage. Now we get to see what Hard Legion are really made of on this map and this T side. And HELLRAISERS, they want to keep the streak going. A victory in this round absolutely necessary. JR lands the opening movement, but there aren't any aggressive players from Hard Legion to spot out in the opening instances. It's just early utility deployment from the T side. They know that not losing an early man is just as important as hunting for that opening pick.
Hard Legion statistically better on the T side, and HELLRAISERS statistically better on the CT side. So perfect opportunity for both sides to show off what they're able to achieve. And whoever comes better At least whoever ends off the most rounds at the end of the half will certainly now have a great advantage leading into the second half. For now, then, HELLRAISERS have limited utility. Slowly ticking down, and that's a perfect smoke because Hard Legion now look to prepare from underpass. The M4's got the advantage, but a boost up could certainly give them some information. It's slow, it's passive, but it's Hard Legion now looking towards middle.
The flash is absolutely great. Completely blinds Jalen, but he's held true. Nearly gets the double kill in connector, but Sviat can just about find his head before he falls. Still 2 players in the A-bomb site to defend, and a cross-firing rifle on the short angle. This is going to be no easy task for Hard Legion to plant in this A-bomb site. Larry just found 1 kill. Kinky, though, whoa, that's so important, getting the second onto Kalinka. It denies HELLRAISERS the opportunity to create chaos in the A-bomb site. And problem, now he's found a quick headshot, but he's given his position away. He needs to root out an AWP and an AK, both of which are on opposite sides of the site, but he's punished Forrester, who needlessly swings out, and that Molotov has bought him room to move into the A site.
He can just tap it and try and find where his opponent, in fact, is going to be hidden, but the perfect angle for the AWP, but the AWP's going to fall. Problem, I think he's got time. What a retake and what a defuse. I didn't expect him to achieve it. 1 versus 3, and he comes off a winner. And for HELLRAISERS, what a way to pick up your first gun round.
Heroic clutch there from Problem, and you have to think from Hard Legion, why are you peeking him here? This peek is absolutely unnecessary from Forrester. You can sort of understand the peek from Rage here, as he has tapped a bomb at that point in time, but either way, they peek him one at a time, they gift him that clutch, and Hard Legion, at least they can still get the buy together at this point. That is a round, though, that's going to be absolutely great for HELLRAISERS' egos on this team, and absolutely great for the momentum as well. They have the opportunity to break the Hard Legion economy and just start earning a monster streak at the start of Mirage.
2 flashes, or 3 flashes left at this point, over towards B. Molotov doesn't quite connect, but Kinky still finds an initial one. Pushing towards B, the B defense just falls so flat so quickly. Jalen might be the first player for the CT side to maybe get a kill back. Hard Legion, they explode out, they make it look pretty comfortable and easy. And HELLRAISERS aren't even allowed to kill back until that one, which they find onto Forrester.
Kinky can just about dodge this Molotov by the looks of things, and I don't think HELLRAISERS are going to be interested in the retake. Off of the back of that, they'll be saving their rifles into the next, as they know Hard Legion are going to be buying straight up. JR can get a quick exit kill, and Hard Legion now need to reinvest into 2 players in the next. But despite the throwaway in that last round, Hard Legion, they come out quickly with the B rush up in round 6, and they win it to boot. 4-2 scoreline. They'll be looking to convert that into 3, but that CT economy incredibly healthy. There's a buy coming through in the next round, and even if HELLRAISERS lose, there could still be a buy up in the round after.
Yeah, the CT money early on is looking pretty comfortable from HR's point of view. So this is something that Hard Legion, now have to be aware of going forward. They have to build up the rounds. They've got to build up their bank and try and force HELLRAISERS economically into worse off positions. It'll be an AWP for JR, but Kinky has to just drop down to fast-paced Mach 10 SMG. That's his side looking to step up over towards aim. All 5 players either towards ramp or in Palace. Lots of utility. Plenty to play with. As the smokes go in, Forrester sends in a 4th. And there's only 1 player really up close towards the site. It's Flowich from under. And Hard Legion for now are delayed on this push in.
Wall of smokes on the A site, but there's already a rotation from Kalinka thinking about defending the A-bomb site. Straight down, are they? But Flowich hasn't been spotted out in under balcony just yet. He'll only get 1 kill from the angle, but Forrester, he's the man who's found 2 big ones into the A-bomb site. Kalinka puts him down, but JR whiffing a vital shot. Sviat able to capitalize onto him, now leaving it in a 3-on-2 situation. Kalinka puts a smoke up early to defend himself, and the flash indicates they want to push straight through it, but Sviat's having none of it. Securing Kalinka in the early stages, and Problem still with the ability to deny the bomb, but now that's taken away, and in the 1-on-3 he's being tagged down through the smoke as well. He's now going to have to back off or regress. Rage finds his head. Hard Legion find their 3rd, and HELLRAISERS, they're going to look for a buy to deny up the tie.
they're gonna force us out. It feels like they will anyway. Flowich can certainly drop an AWP over towards JR, and M4 goes the other way. Now we'll have weapons. A couple of SMGs might be Hellraisers. Just have to balance out what Kalinka and Problem will have to play with. And weapons will be out, but pistols, in fact, they're dropping down to worse weapons than what they might have anticipated. So towards window, Hellraisers can't push. Forrester quick towards mid. We'll look towards the players and connect to two of them there. And it's a struggle, but it's at least an opening found. Hard Legion, they for now have a minor advantage.
Got to be careful. Kalinka and Jalem are still aggressing. They're looking to get these kills straight back, though. Krad's come out of underpass, and that is all he needs. Back into the shadows he goes. The assassin lurks once more. The man advantage in Hard Legion's favor as now they creep over towards the A side of the map, and Krad could be in some serious trouble himself here. Jalem's getting aggressive towards underpass, and he has absolutely no idea. Turns around, though. Krad saving his own life. The game sense absolutely heroic. Problem still on the AWP. Sviat's just destroyed him as well. Flaric 1-on-4 now in the A site to deal with.
That hop shot completely obliterated him. Flaric gets at least one kill back. A second really could be there, but the player on Tetris just gets tagged up way too much, so Rage cleans up. Him and Forrester, they'll stay alive, and that's an AWP recovered also for the Hard Legion squad, so economically looking good. Economically for Hellraisers, now in a bit of a slump. They'll be looking maybe towards pistols and just a safer buy to restore their money. 4 apiece. That's Hard Legion, who have struck back most recently.
Think about how much more dominant this scoreline could have been if they didn't lose A, that second round force from Hellraisers, and B, that 1v3 clutch from Problem. Both scenarios that have given Hellraisers 2 out of their 4 rounds so far, and both scenarios that Hard Legion could quite easily have converted. They are looking lethal so far on Mirage as they tied the scoreline back up 4-4. Against this eco from HR, they should be able to easily make this a 5-4 lead and start seriously applying the pressure now to Hellraisers. Because remember, all HR have to do is lose this map, and they're out of another Multi-Vibes Cup.
Oh, quick Mac 10 rushing for any damage. Forrester kills the player in window, and that player in underpass really can't commit any further. JR, in fact, deleted its pistols, and HR were hopeful to maybe get some damage done. And they've achieved some damage onto Forrester, but that for now seems to be it. They do aggress too much. They'll obviously try and spot out the bomb. There was an AK awaiting in the shadows, though. That's Forrester. Pick up that one.
24 HP, that's an easy find for Problem, and the bomb is actually not under Hard Legion's control, so they do have to go aggressive for these kills. That could have given a minor advantage towards Hellraisers, but Problem alone on a P250. Spiat's heard him reload, and he won't be able to find the opening headshot on to Krad, or at least convert that into a kill, I should say. Either way, Hard Legion, they are in the lead for the first time on their own map pick, and they're able to force out a buy from Hellraisers that does not include an AWP for JR. Certainly something that's going to be missing, and Kinky, he wants the bonus round here on the Mac 10.
Money is certainly built up, so a loss here for the Hard Legion squad generally isn't a massive economic blow. Their money, that is financially now stacking up, and they will go for that little boosting window towards the ladder run position. Rage for now just takes an awful lot of damage. Batch has already cleared up close to A, so they'll be aware that the A site for now isn't going to be a concern. Hellraiser now have to start to stack up and look towards B. Now, no aggression given up. They play it safe on the site. Hard Legion now prepare the smokes, and what looks to be a good set of them also.
They have to wait behind the apartment smoke before they consider an execution. There's a flash come through from JR as well, but it's not going to delay this push whatsoever. Problem might have something to say about it, though, as he gets the opening kill on to Sviat. There's a player now on short as well, Hard Legion. They're struggling to get into the B-bomb site. Now into Van, but Kalinka's found another kill. Krad replying with one at least, but still Hard Legion have to get into the site. It's Krad who's gone massive again. 3 headshots in total in the round. B-bomb site. Access granted now to Hard Legion, but they still have to plant, and Jalem is up close with an M4.
They've got no defuse kits on this retake, so it's going to be tough for them to have to retake it. They've got to find a kill. It's as simple as that. Forrester finds a first. The door player now dead means Flarich doesn't really have a chance in this. His side haven't been too convincing or too willing to go for lots of these retakes. Now just looking for damage. Hard Legion's bank will just continue to build up even further in, and that's disappointing for the HR squad.
Certainly is. Flarich in trouble, does eventually find Krad, but Hard Legion have got a fair bit of bank left in their pockets, so you can see Forrester's just happy to wait here and try and find the timing on the late kill. He won't be gifted it, unfortunately, but that doesn't matter for the Hard Legion scoreline. 6-4 up now. Hellraisers, do they even want to buy around this M4? I think they might just want to get the pistols around it and save up for the next. Utility would be limited, but it looks like body armor coming out at least on Jalem. It's going to be pistols supporting the M4, but Hard Legion are on an incredible streak. And talking about streaks, we can speak about our case partner, Hellcase. You won't get bored with them whatsoever. Use the promo codes on your screen to save more and grab what you deserve. JR struggling with the movement a little bit, but now he's in the off angle. Unfortunately, the AK punished him early.
I didn't think Forrester was going to come off better from that, but he does and makes it look easy. A player towards CT might be under threat if maybe Jalem gets into a weak angle, but Flarich has got some aggression. Again, they clear a lot of presence and a lot of map control towards A, so again, HR have got to be aware it's got to be a B play. There's Kalinka stepping up to find Krad. And if you are HR at this point, you're on the hunt for kills to try and slow down this plant.
Slow it down as much as possible. Wait for Flarich to get in the flanking position and deal the damage. He's going into the apartments, ready to sandwich in now these Hard Legion players who have to advance at some point, or they are going to be dealt with rather quickly by this flank. They're too scared of the Deagles in the early instance, but it's the rifle at the back they need to worry about. Kalinka falls to the flames, but here's Flarich, lines them up, but can only get a single kill as Kinky, he looks to salvage this round from short. Jalem alone, my word, that could have been a lot more dangerous than it was.
It seriously could have done. Hellraiser's obviously got a couple of kills in it, but Hard Legion, they take a bit of time. They make themselves look concerned, but they seem to close it out quite easily. Now, a 3-round lead. Hellraisers. The only difference is they've now got 2 AWPs on that CT defense. It might be a change. It might be something alternate. Rage obviously didn't want his nade, so not a concern. Again, a stack towards A. It's Hard Legion again, setting up the smoke wall. Probably the most common strat on this map also, and in the past it still worked in beating HR on this map.
Three rounds ahead, looking to stretch that lead as much further as they possibly can. Hard Legion deploy the early smokes onto the A-bomb side and hold off a little bit for the follow-ups. And already as this wall of smokes lands, Hellraisers, you know, are going to be calling the rotators in, but they can't do anything early because of the lack of vision. Flarich tries to go through, but Jalem, his Molotov will at least get Forrester. JR onto Sviat. This is looking like a promising round now as JR through the smoke has found a second, and Krad falling in kind. This time, the brute force into the A-bomb site. Not going to work out for Hard Legion. Raids will get a single kill, but Hellraisers, they're able to hold true by stacking up the site early.
They've kept the 2 AWPs. They can now build up a bit more momentum. Hard Legion, that's not a concern in terms of really economic issues. They can still get an AWP out, they can still get AKs, so they can now look again towards the default. Again, I think they've got to start this one off slowly. Hellraisers. They've got problem on 11 kills. But they're trying to put his side on top in a map where he probably had to step up a bit more. I think his aggression
This isn't going to be expected at all, Kalinka. That is clinical. Opening kill secured. And HELLRAISERS can still take the round advantage away from this half. Make no mistake. They can still be the ultimate victors. And there we are, JR. He's found the follow-up onto Crad. It looks like the Hard Legion momentum might just have slowed down now as they hunt for a way into the B-bomb site.
So they're certainly taking advantage of mid, which has to be the key component of this map, of how the round plays out, and Kalinka might have missed the timing. In fact, 3 players towards B shouldn't be a concern for HR, and for now, it's pretty easy. Both Kalinka and Jalen each find a kill. Now, Swiat, if he gets a bomb down on the A site, that would be a massive advantage, but the concern is Flowich hasn't quite disconnected or even left the area yet. He's holding in CT, but holding quite a few angles.
Even if Sviat was able to find the first kill, there's 2 rifles and 2 AWPs waiting to do the rest of the work. As we speak, the crossfire is being set up from B short onto A as well. And Sviat, not the most money in the bank, but his position given away. He's even going to take the dink there as Flowich is just strafing across, no respect whatsoever, and this should be it all said and done. Sviat's found the first kill, but can't get the second. Flowich puts him away, and HELLRAISERS 1 away now from tying things up in the half. If Hard Legion want a 3-round advantage, they need the next 2 in a row.
Both sides are certainly stepping up on their respective sides of the map, albeit HELLRAISERS in the latter few have been given opportunities to come off better. And Hard Legion probably a good time to go for the pause also, because while the money's not in the most ideal state, you can still afford to get a full buy going into this next one. And you've now got to really look towards an entry kill, because that's where HELLRAISERS have started to be coming off better in the past 2 or 3 rounds. The execution hasn't worked. The slow B approach, a little too uninspiring. We've had mixed results all across the map, realistically. That's partly down to HR's defense. Certainly now stepping up in the latter stages. But HELLRAISERS obviously came off winners of the first half on Vertigo, went on to lose that one. Even if they win this, even if they win the half, is it guaranteed that they come off winners?
Oh, rage. That was a chance, but one that has been squandered over on the A-bomb site. Unfortunately, not quick enough for the flick. And now Jalen is holding mid from underpass as the only player. They seem to expect it, but they can't do anything. JR will find another AWP kill as well, but thankfully Sviat and Kinky, they've converted at least 2 back. Now there's only 1 defender of the A-bomb side, and they want to punish that, but Kalinka's AWP, it's found Sviat. That's the bomb carrier already located. And that's made a huge mess of things for Hard Legion in the round.
And if you're Crad at this point, you might even consider going towards CT, but that wouldn't be a safe option either. Instead, works towards window. Now Gollaby, him and Rage, who now have to step up if they want to get something back. Problem finds his opponent. Crad lost the timing. Now, if you are this AWP, you now look to maybe extend some extra damage onto this HELLRAISERS side. 45 seconds. I wouldn't even put saving this weapon past him, because it's too difficult to really come off a winner here.
I think you might just be right. And that's 1 kill that made the entire difference there. Bear in mind that HELLRAISERS have got 1 guy on the A-bomb site. So in the 3-on-3, Hard Legion could at least get the bomb plant down. But Kalinka, that has the presence of mind to push B short. And all it takes is the bomb dropped and the round is over. Stopped in its tracks for Hard Legion. And Rage is now struggling to save this AWP into the next round. It looks like he might just get away with it as he drops the Molotov to defend himself, but switches to the AK as he expects the aggression. Might want to switch back onto that AWP, but the nade might push it too far away. Eventually he will recover it. But it's all tied up in the half at 7-7. Hard Legion's momentum all but dried up in the half now, as thereby somewhat dodgy going to be in the last round of the first half. And HELLRAISERS doing a good job of keeping it competitive so far.
It's going to be a dented by, as you said. And for Forrester and co, most of them even look towards pistols, so that's the unfortunate concern about losing the past 2 or 3 in a row. New York not hitting anything also isn't a perfect start, because if they hit that, they maybe get a quick advantage and take a weapon out of HELLRAISER's hands rather quickly. And out of the M4 in mid looks to get challenged. Going to be a Techno or Deagle towards the top of mid for a kill. Talking about kills, Problem might find one over towards B, but for now, not quite the best opportunity.
Crad up close, can't get the Tech 9 kill, and it's all falling apart for Hard Legion again on this A bomb site. Kinky just 2 HP. Sviat now on 13. HELLRAISERS looking to close this half out with the advantage, as it's just too disjointed from Hard Legion. They try and make pushes across various different parts of the map for info, but none of them are able to yield positive results. And now HELLRAISERS, with the bomb under their control, the final kill goes their way. The round advantage secured in the half. And Hard Legion, again, going to be fighting from behind in the second.
Well, on their map pick, they certainly had a good middle section. You can see it on the scoreboard. HELLRAISERS, if they didn't find any more than 6, they might have been in a lot of trouble really switching over to the second half now. So 8 is a perfect set of rounds to really now build upon going into the second half. Probably their weaker side also of Mirage. This is where we have to see now if Hard Legion can deliver much on their CTN going forward. Forrester, 13 kills. Just over double of that would have been the equivalent amount of kills that he got over on Vertigo. They are, in fact, probably the standout individual not fragging at the moment. 10 kills. Problem for now on top for HR.
Well, both AWPers, it feels like, in Mirage so far have been a little bit disappointing. Rage as well, been missing quite a few shots, down on just 5 kills. You can hope, if you're a Hard Legion fan, that he starts to wake up going into the CT side, because AWPing only gets more important when you switch on to the defensive side of things. So if Rage is having a quiet game, giving him the most expensive weapon in the meta round after round might not be the right call here on Mirage. Hard Legion's definitely not out of it with this 1 round down. They obviously picked this map for a reason, and they were able to come back from what you could argue were multiple deficits there on Vertigo. HELLRAISERS had the chance to close this map, or that map, out completely. But Hard Legion were able to take it over into overtime. So when we look into the second half of Mirage, they should definitely have something to say on this CT side. But you've got to imagine, if HELLRAISERS can take that first pistol and convert that early momentum, we could be looking at Inferno.
Well, Hard Legion, they were certainly favoured coming into the series to come off on top. The odds still in their favour, but HR, they have been dropped down courtesy of our partners over at LootBet. 1.74. If you were to choose Hard Legion at this point, they do have a bit of an uphill battle on the CT side of things. 3 at Smoke and a Kit on the defensive end, while Kalinka and JR have smokes and flashes to yield on the T side in what looks to be a fast play, no contact, just a straight up rush out of apartments. And there's going to be only one player really looking to hold off the site, a USP, and Kinky can even get himself an initial kill. 2 would have been great, but too much to ask. 3 out now looks to retake. Hard Legion back towards A, now has to look towards a retake on B.
They need the smokes to dissipate as well. Forrester pushing the B apartments. 2 on short and 1 in the market, but they're falling apart slowly as JR has dealt with the short contingent very convincingly. Bring it in the 2-on-3 now. They're hunting for more kills on the way in, but Forrester's denied from the B apartments, and Crad, isolated and alone, knows there's a player up B short, but is currently getting the kills on the site. Time ticking away though, and with no kit to hand, he has to retreat away. Opening pistol is going to go the way of HELLRAISERS then, and Hard Legion This is the call. Do they go for the force? If they do and lose it, that could be HELLRAISERS off to a great start of the T side.
Oh, Brad obviously recovered a kit right at the end, and I think they look to be going. If it's a call for a force bite, it's going to be a stupidly late one. So they're going for the eco. They're playing it smart. HELLRAISERS should be up to 10, but don't quite count out the pistols. Certainly do some work. Like a little for now. We'll be entering towards being a nice run boost. Could certainly deliver an opening for the Zeus. 4 players will be the other side now looking to push out.
This is a great little off angle. You just have to be really careful you don't get flashed out of this position, because that Zeus is going to have incredibly limited effectiveness otherwise. Crad on his Armored Deagle has found 1 kill over on the A site, and Forrester just can't land it. Unfortunately for him, that leaves problem the double entry over on the B site, and, well, we would have loved to see that kill go the way of Hard Legion, but just not quite close enough to the window, unfortunately.
There's a player pushing on short. Information's there for now. Crad to maybe pick up a kill at the end of this. 2 on short. Balim and Kalinka. Barrett in problem, hiding in apartments. Looking for some lasting damage, and there won't be anything other than 1 kill they combined to find on the B site. The HELLRAISERS do find 10. Now Hard Legion have a buy. And it's this big gun round which now follows, which will really determine whether Inferno is where we end up on, or whether there is still a chance for Hard Legion to close us out in a 2-0 fashion.
No warps on either side, and very limited utility indeed for the CTs. HELLRAISERS going to be aware they weren't up against the force in that last one, so they take it slightly slower here in round number 18, putting the smokes out over towards mid and the A bomb site as they look for a default of their own towards the A site in this round. Hard Legion already bringing the rotations over. That could be the correct call. They do have to be careful of Kalinko's lurking in the B apartments though, but Crad has fallen first to Jalen Raid with 1 back, but the spam nearly finding him. He has to be super careful in jungle. Time eaten up, that much is for sure, but HELLRAISERS still have this flank on the way. Kalinka's had to give his position away, but problem, he's found another kill in the A bomb site. That should be enough room for HELLRAISERS to make their way in. They're all in connector though, these defenders for Hard Legion, hunting for kills and eventually peeking up, nearly giving their heads away. Jalen gets another onto Kinky's Fiat. One of his own, but the 2 on 3, it's a free B bomb site. HELLRAISERS could still bail out of this.
Oh, Rage over towards B might have just got the time to know that there's a Galil pushing, and I didn't think Kalinka was going to be allowed to come off a winner in that scenario, so the A site could be theirs. HELLRAISERS might still have a chance in this. Only Rage left on the B site now looking for, could be some lasting damage. Bomb yet to go down also. JR, he has it towards ramp, be the last point of contact. I've got that down on the site as we speak, so HELLRAISERS do find 11. If you're Hard Legion at this point, you surely look towards an eco now, but a lot of work now has to be achieved, because this CT side needs to be yours if you want to go and win this now.
Hard Legion just didn't want to give the A bomb site away in that last round. You could see multiple players peeking through smokes, trying to hold off angles despite utility being deployed against them, and ultimately losing out on kills because of it. That kill from... My mind has gone completely blank there. The kill onto the rotating player onto Sviat from the B bomb site, rather. That one should certainly have been found from him against the Galil. He even had the information that there was a player rushing straight into him and unfortunately made a mistake, but it's not enough to put the whole round on his shoulders. Hard Legion just fell apart 1 by 1 and didn't leave themselves enough map control really to deal with that flank over on the B site. Now you have to expect them to take an eco, give HELLRAISERS 12, and try and fight back from a 5-round deficit on their map pick.
We said that HELLRAISERS won it earlier this week, and it was a relatively convincing win when they beat AG, or not AGX, AGF on this map, so on Wednesday. Blinker for now looks towards mid solo. Hellraisers again look to set towards A, but the difference this time is Rage has found an opening, and the aggression. How does Kurt come off better? I don't think he should be allowed to come off better, but they've got the entries they need. They want to send a nade in towards Palace, but for now they're not going to get the opportunity to do so. As unaffected in Palace, Hellraisers now have a 2-man disadvantage as they now look towards at least trying to get a bomb bomb.
Oh dear, what is this? Hellraisers! They don't... What on earth? They don't find a single kill in the A-bomb site. They go through the connector smoke, just get punished by the crossfire. And all the way back at the start of the round, it's Crad sprinting through fire to find it with a CZ. That round came out of absolutely nowhere for Hard Legion. They somehow were able to convert it. And my word, this could be a breath of life into the CT side. Now it's just a 3-round deficit. Full buy round available with a gun round still in the next should they lose. This is their opportunity to start tying up the scoreline and take back control of their pick.
Well, they've still got to find an entry kill. That to Hellraisers could certainly be music to their ears. Now 2 players work towards underpass, and they want to focus heavily on middle. We've got 2 players in the top of middle for now. Forrester, the closest player to really keeping watch of this middle control. 1 versus 4 doesn't sound too tasty, so avoiding the peak, but he doesn't even have a smoke to cross back over. Essentially is trapped. Single peek against JR on New York could be his initial death. That gives them some cover. And a lot of time already wasted them.
Sviat's got the information that there are 2 players from underpass, so there's no chance in hell Forrester gets caught off guard by this. What on earth is going on? Why has he made that decision? Surely Sviat's communicated he's seen 2 players there. A boost is an option. Mistake there for Hard Legion, now being punished by Hellraisers on the way into the A-bomb site. Problem with the second entry, and it all goes wrong for Hard Legion this time. What on earth is that call around jungle? Absolutely confused. Hellraisers now their turn to win a round with 5 alive. Hard Legion, as quickly as they gain an advantage, they lose it.
It's been a case at both sides of 1 rounds they really shouldn't have been winning. And for Hellraisers, now up to 12 pits. Hard Legion not quite in a economic drought. CTs can certainly afford lots of weapons going into this one. They could go for that double warp setup, but on Mirage, it's not played too often. Rage will have the single warp out. I assume again towards either middle or a ramp. Looks in towards middle. Hellraisers again work with it. You can't help but think if you're in jungle now, you've got to play this so much safer.
Well, Forrester finds the first and backs away onto short as well, but it's quickly on to B. That's the strategy from Hellraisers. JR finds 1 kill back with his AWP, but the advantage still favors Hard Legion in this round. They could still get the buy together, as they were always destined to do so, and Forrester's put JR's AWP to the grave. This time it's a 2-on-4 for HR to come back into, and with the bomb dropped connector, they have to spend some time reclaiming that one. It looks like Hard Legion might not be out of it yet, but eventually they're going to have to start streaking rounds together if they want the victory on Mirage.
Hard Legion, it feels like a couple of them are getting a bit too hungry and really desperate just to find maybe 1 or 2 kills, and I don't think they need to. They can just calm it down and play it safe. Hellraisers are now waiting for Hard Legion to maybe give them an opportunity to pounce upon. Forrester, it's so risky peeking that, but Hellraisers are trying to peek and head out onto aim. From short goes Forrester from sight. Sviat gets deleted. I said HR were waiting for a mistake. They've not cleared jungle, and that's the key kill. Rage can't deny the bomb plant though.
1 versus 2 problems. Peeking this one, he's feeling confident. Hard Legion know they're the side under pressure. They land the tag through the box, but the AWP has to do more work, and it does. Rage converts the kill at the end, and it's one that quite easily could have gone the way of Hellraisers. Hard Legion do well on the retake to secure the necessary kills and bring it back into that 3-round gap. It's yet another full buy from Hellraisers, though, and Hard Legion, they aren't out of the woods yet. They took sustained heavy losses in that last round, and their bank is going to be under pressure because of it.
Hellraisers, their only disadvantage going into this one is that Kalinka's only going to be down to a pistol. His money not too grateful. Jalen, 21 kills, currently top of the scoreboard from HR's point of view. Once again, 2 quick smokes go towards the middle. That's a chance for Kalinka to maybe work with his teammates, though, all heading out towards A. There'll be a split out towards A now. Hard Legion just can't be too aggressive, and they can't be making or looking to make any mistakes. Flash in is good. Crad gets 1, and he backs out for safety, so HR can't even trade that out.
That's the perfect set piece with the flash, but they're pushing through the fire. Surely these sound cues have been heard. Krad's found another kill, but there's one more waiting in the wings to come out of this palace. And Krad, he looks just about ready for it. His teammate's Fiat's going to fall down elsewhere, and that's going to cause him to back into palace. Not expecting the third player. Straight back into a 3-on-3 as quickly as the advantages were gained by Hard Legion. They're taking heavy damage. Forrester on 1 HP, but still alive. After that spam towards CT, and Hellraisers now looking for a way into the A-bomb site. The momentum hanging in the balance as it's Kalinka who can't find the first kill in connector. Kinky gets it first on the other side. Bomb has to be planted, and now Rage sings out with his AWP. Bomb dropped on the balcony as Flourish peeks left and is punished. Hard Legion with their 10th round on the board, finally forcing Hellraisers to the eco.
They're certainly trying to force themselves back into this. And it's not impossible that Hell Legion? That doesn't make sense. It doesn't make... Right, I'm going to start again. Hard Legion, they've got a 2-round gap now to try and come back into this game from. It starts with winning against potential pistols for HR. Not too much for T's to work with. A bomb plant will again be the objective. Again, 1 all kept and towards B. That's not what Problem wanted, as Deagle Spam loses his Angel, and JR also loses. Hard Legion find 2 quick ones.
Should be the easy conversion here from Hard Legion, as long as they don't show their backs to any Hellraisers players, and it's definitely working out, at least at the beginning of the round. Jalen, the last man to try and deal damage for this Hellraiser side, but Hard Legion, they're straight back up into things. It could have been very dire indeed. It could have been a 12-7 scoreline at one point in time, and now they look to bring it back into that 12-11. 1 away from tying it all up, and I don't even think this T-side buy from Hellraisers can justify an AWP. It's just the rifles to try and deny the tie.
Problem would have been the player who would have gone for the York without any armor. Instead, he favors the AK. Linker's on a Galil. Just to point out, Krad still yet to upgrade out of his MP9. Keeps the SMG in play as a bonus. And now with Hard Legion only within 1 round, it certainly means that they've got a chance to certainly push Hellraisers to the edge and to the max in middle. Forrester just hungry to maybe get something. JR lucky to sustain his life. Now Forrester, dangerous as that could have been to push out towards Catwalk. And at least safely getting towards the ladder room.
He's got the crossfire set up with Kinky now. He's in very little danger from jungle. Oh, but Kinky doesn't watch it properly. They both get found as a result of it. He's not holding a tight enough angle. That's the nightmare situation. That's the whole set piece from Hard Legion destroyed at the start of this round. And now Rage knows he has to do something on the B-bomb site. Absolutely knows he can't risk exposing himself, but simultaneously needs an opening kill. This is the perfect start for Hellraisers, and Krad aggressively in Palace. He can put a stop to it. If Hellraisers don't commit any players, all he has to do is walk out at the right time.
What is this timing? He's actually got the timing. He's got the advantage. He's going to miss all the players, in fact. So they might not even expect to play out towards A, but the flashes and utility should give it up. But SMG up, looking for something from behind. The AWP on short, in fact, deleted. And now this player from behind has to step up. Krad holds the trigger discipline, but he just can't get anything done. No kills, nothing. 3 out on site, gets himself 2 kills back, 10 seconds. Hard Legion looking to deny the bomb plant, and it might be 3 out now, looking for an ace. 2 more. The bomb just about goes down.
Oh, that was so close. That's the opportunity. Look at this spam. Problem is so lucky to be alive at this point in time, but he's just been spotted now. Sviat being baited in, kept on the angle for now. Is he going to be able to convert the kills? Problem peaks up. That's the first. Now, JR on 50 HP, trying to bait out the shot is Fiat. He knows time is not his ally, and every failed movement is going to cost him. He knows that as well. Swings out with the knife. That's good. He should be able to get the angle for the defuse now. Looking to stick it as he's just holding true. JR would only have to swing around the corner. The timing! Hard Legion have won it. They've tied it up at 12 to 12. Fiat, how on earth has he held onto that? What was it? A 1 versus 4, and it goes in his favor.
That shouldn't be happening. He shouldn't be allowed to win those whatsoever. You thought the flank from behind would have been perfect. It does nothing. Sria up to 15 kills. And that AWPer, you've got to be thinking that he's got to be hitting that kill. He's got to be converting it. 12-12. And now a massive opportunity for Hard Legion to not only reset Hellraiser's money, but to also mentally put them into a slump. It's a fast play. It's a lot of mid-presence again. Wanted the AWP on short rage isn't going to be missing his shots. Kalinka is at least in connector, but it's easily read. The AWP gets 2 quick ones.
Double entry for Hard Legion in this round. Brad going aggressive towards ramp. He'll fall as a result of that, but Forrester seems perfectly aware that problems in towards the B apartments, and he doesn't want to give his life away unnecessarily. Hellraisers, with all this time to work with, they're just going to try and bait out Hard Legion aggression yet again. They're thinking, if we found Crad, maybe we can bait someone else into peeking as well. Find 1 kill, bring it in the 3-on-3, and then look for our execute a little bit later on. It looks like an A split is what's on the card for the Hellraisers in the round, as it's Problem who has to recover the bomb and take it out mid. Rage. They're firing at him with that AWP, but he's still going to be alive for the execute. Can't find the opening shots. Fiat in sandwich now. Needs to use this one and done position onto Jalem. Can't get it. This is falling apart for Hard Legion now. How on earth have Hellraisers been gifted the way into A?
Inky for now just waits. And if they pushed and tried to find a kill on Jalem now, that would put a lot more pressure onto Flourish and Problem, who are now trying to speed their way out of ramp up towards A. Forrester on short also could be so key if they try and go for one of these short little plants. They're going for it. The M4, in fact, could so deny it. It's tapped. It's there. The bomb's gone down. Well, at least gets denied. Now they just play for the kills. They just wait. Forrester might just have it.
Oh, they've got it, Hard Legion. The short play. It's all about the plants. Hellraisers, 2 rounds in a row. Something about that bomb they can't control, and Rage, despite these brilliant 2 opening AWP shots, Hellraisers nearly have a chance at the win. It is the round advantage in Hard Legion's favor, but their bank must be so stretched. They've only had, well, 1 player alive at the end of the last and 0 in the one before. Enough to put pressure onto Hellraisers, my word. At least the rifles are still there for the T side.
Only just Kalinka on an SMG. It's still got an AWP, but it's got no supporting utility. They're down to 2 smokes, 2 flashes, and a Molotov. And I don't even know how ideal that is to even get onto the A site cleanly, at least. The only advantage is it's not an AWP holding that Palace angle. It's an M4 temporarily. That is an angel you've got to win if you're Hellraisers. Crad comes off better Rage, looks to just trade out, and he does so. He might get another one, but Amount 10 strikes him out. Hellraisers' advantage just cut short. It's Kinky and Forrester against Flash and JR.
Oh, long range is won by Forrester, and JR now alone with his AWP. Looking to get the bomb down on the A site, but Hard Legion, they have the positional advantage and they know it. JR, he's slowly walking over towards CT, but his death awaits. He's found Kinky. Now, where does he expect the second player? Glock out onto Forrester, but he's received a lot of damage. Staying alive is all he has to do, though, and that's allowed him to make his way back. Smoke dropped. It looks like Forrester has faked the steps to try and go all the way around, dropping another smoke in front of him now. TR's just going to sit and protect the bomb with his knife, hoping he doesn't get killed now. Is Forrester, who's found the headshot, but now he can't find the bomb. He's running around the smoke. He might just have enough time to hold onto it. Hard Legion, by the skin of their teeth, they get it again. 3 rounds back to back go the way of the CT side. How do they keep doing it, Louis?
I don't know how these rounds are ending up in Hard Legion's favor. Hellraisers, that's about 4 times now they've had an advantage to come off better. And Hard Legion, they just do their best. They somehow can't let HELLRAISERS fall short in any means whatsoever. And that's a concern, but the lucky thing is both sides still have a full set of weapons, just about. This time Kinky drops down to an SMG. The Hawk duel actually won by JR. And that's now what HELLRAISERS need. They're 2 rounds short from potentially staying in this series. They've got to get 2, and JR just about spotted the M4, and I don't see a way in which Shreya comes off better on the M4.
Oh dear, JR, that's a critical miss. This whole play based off a connector, and he's out again. He's completely blind to be out on the top of the stairs, but it's Kalinka who holds on to it with 2 kills on the AK. This round finally looking to go HELLRAISERS' way, as Hard Legion, the bank is just so empty. They won 3 rounds in a row, but with virtually no players left alive every time. They just wouldn't be able to commit to the buy in the next one if they lost. Recover the AWP, recover the M4, and back away. Give HELLRAISERS this one at least, but whew, it's all looking like another intense battle in the next round.
Well, this again feels like something that can go to all 30 rounds. This again has overtime written all over it, and I don't think anyone wants me to say that, but it feels like that could certainly be one of the outliers in this series. Now, Forrester and Kinky will both keep some utility going forward, and for now, neither of them I don't think are going to get challenged. The only challenge might be from the AWP down towards B. Kalinka under him. He just holding safe. Lithuanian not going to get too carried away, and I don't think he's going to quite spot out the AWP. Considers it, but lucky that the AWP stays alive. HR still just have money.
Hard Legion certainly don't. Completely drained. 3 wins with only 1 player alive, and then the loss. It drains their loss bonus completely. And it's such a gamble. It's such a gamble. Rage has no body armor in the round, which is another factor to consider. He's invested into it, but do they go for the money dump? Because if they eco here and they buy up in the next round, Kinky and Forrester can just about get rifles and full utility, but the other 3 players are going to be limited anyway, so what is the actual call? They're going to double timeout. They've stacked them up, and hell yeah, absolutely the time to be using them. This is such a big gamble. They go for the full investment and lose. That could be HELLRAISERS winning this map in regulation, but I mean, if they don't commit to this one, the buys could be so dodgy that HELLRAISERS have a way back in. Either way for Hard Legion, you're feeling it's going to need to be individual brilliance again from them to steal a round away in the next, regardless of what their buy is.
Oh, they've got to now get some react clutch plays to now come forward for them. They're on 14. But like you said, a massive gamble for them. They are now going to play on. They are going to force it out just about. And it's not a terrible buy, necessarily. Bamas is out on one of them, a MP9, a Deagle. Far from perfect weapons that you want to work with. For now, you look towards the AWP to maybe give you an entry. Rage will now look for it. The link on the AK is not going to get tagged up one bit. That's a relief for HR, who now look to maybe explode out and go towards B.
The MP9 looking for the second kill, as Forrester's already found the first through the window. Kinky getting aggressive, eventually backs away, but it's enough damage dealt early on. 2 opening kills found, and the B bomb site denied. HELLRAISERS, no entry for them, and now they send Kalinka over towards the A site on his own, hunting for the CT player and giving his angle away. Could be in trouble from the advancing player from stairs, but Krad has been found after dealing no damage whatsoever. They've completely backed out of the B bomb site, Hard Legion. They quickly rotate too often. And now HELLRAISERS, while they had a minor chance to get into B, Forrester and Rage still wait in the wings.
JR's got to be so clinical now. He's got the bomb, so if he falls first, he's the first player out. That could be the bomb also dropped and unable for Flowich to recover going forward. So timing at its best. 1 player towards van, 1 towards window. That's how the CTs are stacked up at the moment. 30 seconds. That Molotov might force out the player towards van, but Rage has already got the first, and that, for now, is the bomb dropped in such an awkward angle. He's now got to find 4 kills if he wants to find a win. Bomb plant consideration for it, but an M4 strikes off better. Hard Legion on the force by come off and now have series point to their name.
Map, match, and series point to Hard Legion as they're finally obtaining the fruits of their labor. That nightmarish string of rounds that they got through 3 in a row has finally put them on map point. Now, the bye's not perfect, and HELLRAISERS, they just have to get through the next 2 to force us into overtime. But Hard Legion now with a chance to close it all out. JR, blinded by the flames, can't secure an opening kill onto the A site, and it looks like Hard Legion might want to consider some mid-aggression in this round. HELLRAISERS are trying to take control of the map currently. This would be an incredibly risky play, but Rage is down in underpass alone. They can't afford to leave him here undefended, and it's Fiat. He gets the opening kill. Forrester thinking about reaggressing, but Rage has found the second underpass. There go more kills in mid, and Jalem, he's left guessing what on earth has happened to my team. 1v5 needed to stay in the match.
Well, this has felt like it's completely fallen apart from their point of view. HELLRAISERS, they were on the brink of trying to take us towards map 3, and for now, it really doesn't look likely that even that will happen. Forrester closes it out. All 5 kept alive. HELLRAISERS, they win 2-0 and secure their semi-final spot here in the Malta Vibes Cup Week 3, and that was just insane. That shouldn't be a case that HELLRAISERS